All right, hello everyone. How are we doing? How are you guys? I don't have sound on. Hold on. I don't even know if my GeForce is always very picky. Sometimes I have to like restart the game for it to for the, what's it called, for like the filter? It's not the filter, but it's the overlay thing. I forgot what it's called, but to like sharpen my screen, it's like really picky. So I always have to sit there and like restart. Look, it's Luffy, you guys. I love that. I gotta take a picture of that. That's really cool. I love that. I mean, it looks kind of... Yeah, oh my god, I did that just in time, too. He was just like, I'm out of here, bye, choo, gone. Amy is really cute. That's the new... Oh my god, they're all disappearing. Stop it. I always love looking at fashion. Some people are so creative. It's really cool. Like, look at this. Doesn't that look cool? It looks so good. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh my god. Oh, pink. Tigers everywhere. Alright, anyways. I figured today would just do some World vs. World, kind of sit down and talk about like the balance patch coming up and like other things coming up in Guild Wars 2. Because you know, we have a patch coming next month, which it's the end of this month, meaning that like 3 weeks from now we'll get like a probably it's like 3 weeks out. I mean, did they change the date on this? 29 days. So, well, that's 4 weeks. Really? 4 weeks? At the end of February? I thought they would do like mid-February or something. Like I thought, because I was looking at the thing, right? And they're doing the balance. The balance patch is the 11th. Am I wrong on that? I feel like I'm being a moron right now, so I don't even know. I don't even know. Let's see. What day? When is that coming out? Yeah. I had that right. Okay, so I had that right. So sorry, I'm looking for. Okay, so February 25th? Is that when it's... Oh. 3, 4, 5, 6. 29 days away. Okay, so February 11th is the balance patch, and then 2 weeks later, at the end of February, is going to be the release of the new patch, the new story, whatever, the next map even, because we're getting another map, you guys. We're getting a map. I thought I thought it'd be coming out earlier. I thought it was going to be like February 8, like I thought it was going to be February 18th. I thought it was going to be a week before that. But apparently, because they both, they changed the date on, or I don't know if they changed the date, but they put the date on here as 29 days, and that lands right on February 25th, and that aligns with what they said during the balance patch stream, where they said that we're getting 12 new core relics, which is something we can talk about as well. But all those are coming out. The 12 core relics, and I guess 6 new relics, so we're getting 18 relics. I guess is what's supposed to be happening, right? Like, hold on, let me see. What does it say? Yeah. So February 25th, we're getting 6 Janthia Wild exclusive relics plus 12 core relics. So we're gonna have so many relics. I mean, I don't even know how many relics there are in the game now. Like, how many are there? Let's have a look at relics. There's a lot of relics in the game. Sorry, I don't know why. So, 40 core relics. Hold on, I guess I gotta do math. Where's my calculator? I usually have a calculator hanging out somewhere around here. Oh, hello. way back here for no reason whatsoever. Also going out on me. I'm using that for years, that thing. Okay, so 40 core relics plus 12 plus 6. 6. And then they're doing another 12. It brings it up to 88 relics that we have in the game. 88 relics, and so many of them are completely useless. No one uses them. Because the arena just wants to release things, and they don't actually matter. I'm not gonna get this, by the way. I don't really care to do PvP. I'm horrible at it. I really don't care to do it again. So, oh, I guess we can queue up for this as well. But yeah, so we have relics coming. We have 18 relics coming, which is crazy. And yeah, and we have a balance patch. I mean, the balance patch is a little... It's really not, again, like I always talk about this so much. Like, I want Arena to really do some significant changes, but they really, like, you know, it's like, let me just, like, read, like, a couple of things here. So, like, Fire Grab, right? Increase the power coefficient versus burning foes from 2.8 to 3.5 in PvE. Wow. What a change. Like, that'll drastically change the build. You know, I don't know. I just, obviously, I pointed out, like, the tiniest little things. But there's, like, so many of them. Like, on the Elementalist, for example, they just, like, do minor little adjustments where they do, like, oh, power coefficient, reduce it here or up it here or whatever, right? Like, many of them were reduced on specifically... I guess specifically on the Scepter, they really didn't like Scepter and PvE being good. So they lowered, like, all of the... by, like, a lot. Like, all of them by a lot. I don't know. I don't know if it's bad now or what. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. But we'll have to see. I mean, it's not significant changes. You know, like Shatterstone. They reduced the power coefficient from 1 to 0.8. Like, I don't know. It's crazy because I remember when they first announced that they were doing the like every 3 months or right? It was like 4 times a year, every 3 months, right? Didn't they say that they're gonna do a balance patch, right? Which was really cool. They were like, yeah, and then that way, if we don't do any in between and we just keep it on those 4, then we can do like really significant changes. Like, I remember them talking about this, right? I remember them saying like, this is what we're gonna do, and then that's what they bring. I'm just like, oh my god. There's one change that I'm very excited about, and mind you guys as well that 90% of the changes that were made, I want to say, like, or let's say 90% of the changes that even mean anything, really, were done for, like, PvP or World vs. World. Like, the amounts of World vs. World changes that they have done in this is crazy. So, the word World vs. World appears on this page 101 times, which obviously not every single time. Like, there's one, you know, early on for a filter, or there's, you know, oh, I can actually, like, filter it by World vs. World. Really interesting. Oh, it highlights it for you. Interesting. Cool. I like the wiki. The wiki is really, really good. But yeah, so it's interesting to kind of look at all of these changes. Like, I think the significant changes are pretty much for World vs. World and PvP, right? So, like, we have World vs. World pops up 101 times, which, you know, you take out about 20 times. That means that, like, you know, 20 times being, like, either it's duplicate in the same sentence, like, not in the same sentence, but in the same, like, description, right? There's one, for example, right here. Bountiful Disillusionment, which is reduce the vigor duration from 8 seconds to 5 seconds in World vs. World only. Reduce the fury duration from 10 seconds to 6 seconds in World vs. World and PvP. So, that one description obviously is about one change to a trait, right? Like they change things in the one trait. I mean, there's 2 changes in the trait, but it's like about one trait. But you know, I don't count that as like 2 separate things, right? Like you can't really do it. So if you take about 20 off of there, you know, I think, which is a pretty decent number, because as I scroll through, there's a lot of like just single world versus world. 80 changes to world versus world skills and traits, right? So that's pretty significant. If you count PvE on this page, there's only 63 PvE changes. So again, if we take 20 off of that, that's half. That's half of what they have for World vs. World is what they have for PvE, which I'm not complaining either way. Like, it is what it is. I mean, you know, whatever. But that's huge. So it's mostly World vs. World, and I don't know what PvP looks like. We could do that as well. There's only 53 for PvP. So PvP, and I don't think, I mean, again, if you take 20 off, I think 20 would be really high if you think about that. But if you take about, you know, 10 off or something, then, you know, you're at like 40 almost, like PvE, you know. So pretty much the World vs. World changes are as much as like the PvE and the PvP changes combined. So this balance patch is really about World vs. World, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I like to see changes in World vs. World, but it's also like, it's interesting because like the World vs. World thing, you know, like the implementation of like, you know, they didn't do the alliances, and now they kind of have this like, the whole World vs. World thing is in such a limbo because they created the system that is not server based anymore, right? That's like they create their own servers in this thing, but then they kind of drop that production on that like kind of off. Like I figured that they would maybe like continue working on the alliance thing, but I feel like they're not, because they haven't said anything about that or whatever, you know. So it's kind of weird because you have like this game mode where you had like this big update that was, I guess, like in my opinion, really felt like it was kind of leading up to like more changes, but I don't think that's happening, right? And then you do like balance patches for that game mode, and it's like, okay, I get that you're trying to kind of keep it alive and kind of, you know, even out, like distribute your balancing across everything, but it's just really like, I don't know. I'm like, is that really like, do we need, is the balance the main problem right now in World vs. World? Like, I think if we do some actual gameplay changes, I don't know if, you know, I don't know, you know, you weigh the 2 things. That's just kind of whatever. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know, as usual. So, well, there's actually like technically 2 changes that I'm kind of excited about. So for one, obviously I play a warrior. I never in my life thought that I would main a warrior. Like, for the longest time, I hated playing warrior. And then at some point, well, actually, it was when Path of Fire came out and Spellbreaker came out that I really fell in love with the warrior. And then the Bladesworn came out, and I want to like Bladesworn, but it's just impossible because it's shit. It's, you know, it's conceptually it's great. I love the idea of the Bladesworn. You know, the whole like Gunbreaker, like, you know, you have that from like Final Fantasy, like there's that, you know, I really like that. I really like that a lot. The idea of it, right? Like roaming, should I do roaming support? Yeah, I'll do roaming, whatever. I don't even know. But yeah, I really want, Bladesworn kind of needs to see a little bit of an overhaul, but not in the sense like, I don't know. The last overhaul they did wasn't really good. Like, I think they really need to like figure something out with it. You know, I don't know. I think they just need to make it better. It's just not good enough. I don't think right now. Which is whatever. All right. I guess we're defending Stomus Castle. Let's go do that. But anyways, so obviously my main concern as someone that mains warrior is like, because warrior changes, I'll tell you guys, for those of you that don't play warrior, ArenaNet has kind of like there's certain certain professions in Guild Wars that have kind of fallen behind, that have kind of fallen to the wayside when it comes to ArenaNet making changes or building importance to or whatever, right? And a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of opinions out there as to why all of that is, right? A lot of people are like, oh, it's because, you know, ArenaNet doesn't care for the other classes. They only, I'm gonna lower this a little bit. They don't care for the other classes. They only care for Mesmer, or they don't even play the game anymore, which is an interesting take. And I kind of want to talk about a little bit about the stream they did the other day, the Balance Pass stream, because there was some interesting. I was getting ready for work, so I kind of had it off to this, like I had it on my phone. I kind of had it off to the side, and I was kind of listening to it a little bit, you know. But it seemed very interesting to me. Like there was something that I kind of picked up on, and I don't know how other people feel about that, and I don't know how true that is, obviously, because I'm like, you know, I don't know the internal workings of Guild Wars, or of ArenaNet, I mean, and stuff like that, so I don't know. And I'll get back to the warrior thing in a minute, but I kind of want to talk about this because it just popped into my mind. The thing is that they had this Taylor guy, right? Like, I don't think I have seen him before on these on the streams that they had, right? They had oh my god, I forgot his name. They had Roy and then the other guy, and I always forget his name. Oh my god, I feel so bad now that I forgot his name. But anyways, so they're regular, right? They're the like balance people or whatever, right? Which is fine, you know. I don't know, but it's interesting because they had Taylor pretty much take the majority of the talking. Like, they had him do the majority of the talking, and on top of that, they talked about how he made the notes prior to the stream. So to me, that really seems like they were just hanging out and we're just kind of like, yeah, well, you know, we're just kind of here to support you and talk about some of the more significant, like some of the more significant changes were taken over by the other guys, but Taylor talked about the majority of things, right? And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, right? But it seems like they kind of, what it seemed like to me was like they were kind of like telling the new guy that he's in charge of balancing and they don't really want to balance anymore, and he just kind of does the changes and they kind of okay it. Like, that's what it seemed like. I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm saying that's what it looked like to me, which was very interesting to see that, right? It looked to me like they had him sitting there and just kind of be like, yeah, you write the notes, like, you know, these are some of the changes. Like, the process, here's how I think the process went, right? They were talking about balance, and they had this guy work on the balance, right? Or they had this guy and a bunch of other new people or whatever work on balance. They were just like, yeah, you don't get to do the good stuff, like the story and the like whatever stuff. Like, you guys have to just work on balance, okay? You guys have to play the game, because we don't like to play the game. We don't play the game anymore. So you guys that are new, that are like still interested in the game, you guys have to play the game, and you guys have to come up with balance changes that you want to see, that you want us to implement, okay? And so they did that, and then you know, obviously there was probably like certain things where they were like, oh no, you know, the new people presented it to the people, to you know, the main people or whatever, and probably some changes were like, no, we don't want to do that drastic, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that, you can do this change, you can do that change, you can do that change, right? Like, you can do, like, they okayed certain things and they denied other things, right? And they said, okay, blah blah blah, and by the end of that, they kind of had, okay, so these changes we're okay with, these changes we're not okay with, so we're throwing those out, and this is what we're doing for the changes, right? And they're just like, okay. And then they probably adjusted some numbers here and there or whatever, and we're like, maybe that's too drastic, maybe that's not enough, and we're kind of, you know, we can kind of help you guys out. But they probably had these new people, that's what, again, this is what it looks like to me. New people kind of come up with a rough draft that they can then look at and be like, yeah, okay, that looks fine, you know? It's like, we don't really play the game anymore, we don't really know, like, what is good or what we want to be good or whatever, you know? So we'll let you guys kind of figure it out, and then this is what we want to do, right? Like, that we're just gonna, you know, act like we're all doing this together, but no one really knows that that doesn't happen. So, and then they had like, and that's what it looks like to me. And so that's why during the stream, they had Taylor do the notes, right? Because that was the one thing that they were like, oh yeah, well, Taylor did the notes beforehand, so he has to read them off. Because they don't even know the little changes that go in there, right? They're like, the other two didn't really know some of the changes, which is crazy to me. I'm like, you're going on a stream, you're talking about these changes, and you don't even know the changes that are coming in. Like, many of the changes, they were like, oh yeah, we're doing that, that's right, yeah. And I was like, you're part of the balance team. How do you not know the changes that you are implementing? I'm not saying they need to know every single one, right? Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it was weird that there were certain things where they were just like, oh yeah, I guess we're doing that. I don't know. Like, it seemed like they didn't know their own changes that they were making. It seemed really, really strange, right? And then they were kind of like, ArenaNet always has this interesting thing, and I talk about this all the time, where they have these inside jokes and these inside quips that they do to each other, and the outside people kind of look at it and they're like, haha, it's funny, I guess. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's weird, right? It's like, because you have a bunch of people that work together in their own bubble, right? They're in their own bubble, and then they go out and they're like, oh, we have to talk to a bunch of other people that don't know anything about the stuff that we do, and you know, and we're trying to, like, you know, we're socially awkward, you know, software developers or whatever, right? Game developers that, you know, whatever, right? So, you know, they didn't go into that industry because of their, like, sparkling personalities, right? Like, some of them obviously have sparkling personalities, but I'm saying, like, you know, obviously when you're in a profession like that, you probably have a more introverted, like, personality like that, right? Well, anyways, so that's what it felt like to me. It felt like that these changes that were made were not significant because there was no one that was really, like, willing to okay that, because they don't really know how much that would impact the game. Because they don't really play it. Like, the higher ups, the people, like, from a long time ago or whatever, right? From, like, forever ago, right? Like, they seem to, like, not even know what was going on, which was very upsetting to me, like, seeing that. Obviously, I might be exaggerating, I might be, like, just blowing the whole, like, out of proportions or whatever, but that's what it looked like to me. You know, I'm a total outsider when it comes to any of that stuff. Like, I don't keep up with any of the people that work there. I don't keep up with, like, I don't have them on social media. I don't follow them. You know, so many people in chat, like, know all these things about all these people. I'm like, I don't freaking know anything about anything. So I kind of feel like I have a pretty good like, outside perspective when it comes to things like that, because it's like, you know, I can look at it and be like, okay, it's like an outsider's perspective, because I'm looking at people that I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like a completely unbiased opinion on any and everything, because I'm like, I don't know these people. You know, I've seen them on some of the streams, whatever, but I know nothing about them, right? For the longest time, I didn't even know that Roy was actually, like, originally, like, I guess a content creator or something, or like a World vs. World streamer or something. I don't even know, like, something like that. Like, I didn't even know that, right? But anyways, so it seemed kind of strange to me, you know, some of the stuff, and I feel like, and I've been getting that impression for the last few times now that we've seen these balance patches, because I remember that some of the senior people, like, you know, when I think back on, like, the last batch of elite specializations that were implemented during End of Dragons, that many during the streams, you know, many, like, when they still did streams, many of the senior people knew a lot more of what was going on. Cal is his name, I think, is one of the two. It's Roy and Cal, right? CMC, I guess, is his, like, code name or whatever. His I don't know if that's his in-game name or whatever, but anyways, so he seemed to know, like, way more in detail the little things that were going on. You know what I mean? He knew, like, I remember, like, watching those streams, those pre-End of Dragon streams where they talked about those elite specializations, and I remember them really, like, him knowing like all these little things. And I remember being like super impressed because I was like, oh my god, he knows all these like abilities and all these little things, but you know, in detail. And then now I watch these streams and I watch him and he has like no idea what's going on. He's just kind of there hanging out and just kind of like, oh yeah, this one node right here, yeah, I needed to say something about that one node because he seemed to know something about that one change that was being implemented. And there were certain pages where he's like, yeah, we don't need to read that out. Everyone can just like, you know, pause the video and they can just like look at it. And I'm like, what? Okay, I mean, I guess maybe these aren't as significant, those changes, but like, it's kind of sus the way that you're acting, like on some of these things that you're doing, you know. So, I don't know. So that's kind of the impression I'm getting, which is whatever, you know. I don't think that it's gonna stop my enjoyment of the game in any shape or form. Like I said, I just wish for more significant changes overall. I think the changes that they do are fine, you know, in general. But I don't, you know, it's at the point where I get less and less interested in them because they don't really do the things that I look for. Because like I said, Warrior has been fallen to the wayside. So that's kind of where this, you know, where the conversation kind of started. But you know, it's kind of fallen to the wayside. Like some of these professions have kind of fallen to the wayside, and one of those is Warrior. Where Warrior, if you look at the last like 3-4 balance patches or whatever, the Warrior section is like, and the changes that are in there, like it's tiny, is what I'm trying to say. You know, some of the changes that were in there haven't been really significant. There hasn't been really a big shakeup. They've been trying to make like the one and only thing I want to say over the last like year and a half or something, that they have been trying to do is they've been trying to oh Jesus, I didn't mean I was reading something. Has been rifle. They've been trying to make rifle work, which is fine. You know, I get it. They were trying to do that before J&T Wilds came out and stuff like that. Like they've been trying to make rifle work. So, which is fine because I am totally okay with having more options. I want something that's competitive with the spear. You know, it gives you options. It gives you viability in different things. It gives you like it also doesn't make it like, one thing that really bothers me, you know, when I look at like data and stuff from the game where like everyone plays Virtuoso and it's all the same build, drives me crazy because like I feel like one of the bases that Guild Wars is based on, like the whole franchise, is the build variety that you can have, right? So when you see everyone run around in the same exact like build, weapons, all the stuff, you kind of look at it and you're just like, man, that's really okay. I can't join that squad. Can I join the other squad? Can I join any of the squads? This is okay. I can't join that squad, and that's a private squad too. Why is everyone in a private squad? Yeah, all right, it's all private squads. I mean, but whatever. What was I saying? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what it was. I was talking about rifle, right? They were trying to make rifle. Oh yeah, when I see, I was talking about like seeing people in the same like build and stuff like that. It makes me sad, right? Because the basis of Guild Wars 2, or Guild Wars, like I said, the franchise Guild Wars has always been the build variety you can do, right? And I think in Guild Wars 2 specifically, they have an opportunity to really like, you know, open up the possibilities to like doing all these different builds, right? Like I think with the way that elite specializations work and traits work and stuff like that, and them not adding any new ones in anytime soon, I think it's really like if they really sit down and think about the different ways that they can have all these elite specializations be viable and all these different builds and stuff, they could come up with like these crazy like variety of different builds that are like that can fill different roles and different things, right? If they do like little adjustments here and there. Yeah, and I just think that, like, it's kind of a shame. Like, so when I see something like that where they're trying to make rifle work, which is not necessarily dumb, it's something you see in PvP. I saw someone in PvE today. I'll tell you guys about that in a second. It was wild. Um, but you know, it makes me happy because I'm like, yay, cool. There's something else that I can maybe try out, and maybe this will feel significant, right? Like maybe this will feel really good. Like maybe this will be a different option that I can have, something that I can add, you know, to my arsenal, like use a rifle. Like I have a legendary rifle. It would be really nice to use that once in a while, but you know, because I don't really play engineer, and I don't really play thief anymore either. I used to play thief a lot more, but I don't really anymore. But yeah, I mean, it would be just really nice to have an option to use that. But yeah, so that change is the one, like, out of the two, right? There was like two different changes that they did. So the one change, obviously, being, oh, cool. I got a Grandmaster mark. It's always nice when you get those. Obviously, seeing that rifle change. The other change being to the Grandmaster dual wielding trait is getting a change, and I'm so happy about that. It's crazy because I'm probably one of the only warriors on the planet, on planet Earth, that uses the dual wielding trait on my double daggers. Okay, I love it because I love the idea of attacking fast, and it also, it's just really nice because it helps with sustain, right? Because you combo that with something like might makes right, which is you get healed every time you apply might to yourself, and then you combo that with the daggers, which produce might when you attack with just the one, like with like your regular auto attacks. So there's this really cool synergy, right? Because it's like, okay, I can attack really fast, and by attacking really fast, I do more damage, but I also heal myself, right? And it's, so there's this really, like, there's sustain in there. It's interesting. Oh, this guy looks really cool too. Stop it! Stop messing up the guy. Oh, I think this is the damage one, is it? But anyways, so I'm very, very excited because the changes that they're doing is, up until now, the original trait, dual wielding, not the original, because there was an actual original trait, but the way that it works currently is that you get like a 20% attack speed if you wield a main hand weapon in your offhand, right? Which the warrior can do on like maces, swords, daggers. You know, what they're trying to say is, like, if you have a shield in your offhand, that doesn't count because it's not dual wielding, right? Axes is the other one. So that's really cool, right? Already, like 20% increase, which is the same that you get, as far as I understand, it's the same as you get from quickness, I want to say. I could be wrong on that. I don't know what the quickness increases in attack speed. But yeah, so it gives you consistently like a damage, like a speed increase, right? Which is a damage increase. Might not, you know, obviously comparing it to the other ones, it doesn't really compare because the other ones are just better options for specific builds that are out there. But I like to use it because, like I said, it gives me sustain because I use might makes right, and so that, okay, whoa, holy crap, doesn't even, wait, did I used my skill and it didn't even damage anyone? Did I not use it, or was that a different bubble? Was that my bubble that worked? No, okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, my bubble didn't even hurt anyone, what the hell? Okay, anywho, I'm gonna need to like not run into the group anymore. Because I'm not in the squad, which means that I'm not a priority target for heals and stuff, and I just died a lot. So I'm dying a lot. But yeah, anyways, so I love that trait, right? Like I just think it has really good synergy and it works really well because I like attacking really fast. I don't like to be slow when I attack. I like when I use double daggers, I'm like, I just want to hack at the enemy, you know? It's just I like it. There's something about that. So I use that trait all the time because I think it works really well. And it also has some synergy with like the Spellbreaker trait that lets you that heals you, you know, when you have like when you wield daggers, you get more critical damage and you also get healed based on the critical damage that you do. So again, there's like the synergy. The faster I attack, the more I heal myself, so I'm like super sustainy, right? Like I love that. I think that's really, really cool. So they're changing that trait, which is really, really exciting because, oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but it did. So that particular trait that has the 20% increase in attack speed doesn't, the way that it currently works does not stack with other attack speed bonuses, which is, you know, it's fine. I mean, there's nothing, you know, necessarily wrong with that. I see where they're coming from with that, right? So what ends up happening is like, I think quickness is a little bit faster than 20% or something. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not entirely certain how much each of those is or whatever. So what happens is the quickness overrides that particular trait. So when I have quickness on me, I don't get the 20% increase anymore. I get whatever the quickness is, right? Because I think quickness is like 25% or something. So I still get the bonus because quickness is hard to, like, I can't maintain quickness on myself. So it's hard to like maintain quickness for myself on my thing. On my warrior, like when I'm you know, fighting. By the way, I'm gonna turn off, I had unlimited on, I'm gonna turn it to 60 again. Gotta save myself some I don't know, it's not even gonna go up that high, but no reason to have my computer like explode on me. I just did that earlier because I was like hanging out and doing that. But yeah, so I kind of get where they're coming from, because obviously they didn't want, like, oh my god, like this was also at a time when super speed was like quickness or something, like they were like one and the same. This was before the split and all this stuff, right? There was like a lot of changes that happened to some of those boons and stuff like that. So they're changing this to be that it stacks now with other speed bonuses. And I'm so excited about that, because that really allows me to say like, hey, you know, I want to get a lot of quickness on my character, because that's gonna add to my attack speed. So instead of just being like, you know, 20 regularly and then I have quickness at 25, it means that I have like regular 20, and when I have quickness, I add 25%, so I'm at like, you know, 45% added attack speed, which means that I'm like attacking super fast. And that's not the only change. And the other change that they're doing to that trait is that they do, when you have that trait, when you are wielding like an offhand weapon like that, your critical damage or your regular damage or percentage of damage that you do, you get healed for that, which is already what the Spellbreaker, kind of what the Spellbreaker one does. The one Spellbreaker trait when you wield a dagger. So that means even more sustain, like attacking even faster and more sustain, which is like crazy. So I'm like, oh my god. So that was like the highlight for me of that whole stream. Honestly, like I'm trying to review clobbering time. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Got it.
There's one to remember me
Really?
by.
What is happening? Go away.
I pull
So
through.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that particular change. Really, that's the only thing in there that was like very okay. Never mind. Sorry, buddy. I was trying to.
Steady your mind. For great shake it off. Fear me.
So that's unfortunately the only thing that I'm really excited about. I don't know if there was anything else that, like, I looked through some of the changes, like they're doing some nerfs to what was it, to like Revenant, which I'm like, Revenant Spear, while it is probably a good weapon, doesn't feel really good to me. It's kind of weird. I tried to make it work. I really did. I tried on 2 separate characters. I tried 2 separate builds. And I'm like, man, I really don't like Spear on Revenant. I don't. It doesn't feel good. I'm still waiting on something to click with me for Revenant. But anyways, so that is pretty much the big thing that I'm looking forward to. I don't know if you guys are excited about this balance patch. I don't know if there's something that you're really looking forward to. I guess they're like, I haven't really played Ranger, but I guess they're like upping the Ranger Spear or something. I guess the Spear wasn't doing quite as well as the other ones. So there's some nerfs, there's some things, changes, blah blah blah. Elementalist has some interesting stuff that they're changing on. Again, I don't think it really is gonna make like a huge difference.
Concentration.
They're trying to make Warhorn more relevant, as like not just, I don't know, they're trying to make that more relevant of a weapon, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think the problem for me personally, like having played this game for so much, is like I need more variety in the skills, right? Like not having elite specializations come in already kind of means that like the specializations that you have, the elite specializations that you have right now, are what you're stuck with, right? And then the weapons, you know, they used to do significant weapon changes, right? Weapon skill changes, where they would like, you know, and that's something that I mention all the time, where they take like the Guardian staff, for example, and they would make like a huge change to the staff skills and just make it like more competitive and more interesting. And I kind of miss that. I mean, there's so many weapons where I'm like, man, this could be like a really good weapon, but it's just not. You know, and then I see balance patches like, you know, like we are seeing, you know, that we're getting now, where they're just like, oh yeah, we changed the power coefficient from 1.0 to 0.8. And it's like, oh my god, like, but it's the same skill. And there's like I said, and there's changes that they haven't, like, I talk about it all the time, right? I mentioned it every single time, and I'm going to continue mention it every single time until the end of time, because apparently they will never change it. But like Elementalist focus, they haven't changed that at all. They changed none of those skills, like, at all, and it's really just a bad weapon. It's not good. Like, maybe there's some kind of niche in PvP because there's a lot of like invulnerability and there's a lot of like that type of stuff on there, but it's really not that great of a weapon. Like, the skills are really outdated, and they're really bad in a lot of places, you know. And then the other thing with Elementalist is that it's always the fire that sees all the changes, you know. It's always the fire. Like Earth, I don't think Earth skills get that many changes. Like, it's fire and water that get always the changes, because water has to do with the healing, right? So they always just change the like healing modifiers and something or whatever, right? Blah blah blah. Or maybe add some damage to it because it's only healing, and they're like trying to make it more like, you know. But Earth, like lightning, like air magic, you know, air magic skills get like, they do get changes, but I think Earth is always like left behind in the dust so many times and so many things. So I'm like, man, you know, they could really make some changes there. I don't know. Obviously, I'm just nitpicking, you know. Like I said, it's at the point where, like, if I was a new person, if I had only been playing this game for like a year, I would probably be like, yeah, those changes are great, or whatever, blah 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 blah. You know, it's like, oh, I'm glad to see it, or you know. But having been with these skills, with these same skills, like, Another weapon that I would really, really love to see a rework of, and I, again, mention it all the time, but it's Necro Staff. Like, they changed the same... It's always the last weapons that they've added that they make changes to on that profession. Ugh. So annoying. It's so annoying. I'm like, there's other weapons for this class. Ooh, I can take that. May the sands take you.
Wash the pain away.
Oh no, I'm trapped. I reject your feeble power.
Almost there. Sight for great justice. Shake it off. Justice and courage.
Help. Cover.
Destroy you all.
Bigger. Recovery.
Oh. Oh
For great justice.
my god, I don't even know what's going on anymore. Did we oh, we healed the Castle Lord. I was like, where did the ring go? I was like, did they capture it? But no, I guess someone revived the Castle Lord, so.
Refreshing.
Sharp blade, sharp minds. Oh.
Shake it off. Almost ready.
Oh my god, I'm a Moa. I'm dead. I'm a dead Moa. Rebound. Ooh, they crushed me. They crushed me beneath their feet.
You can never have too much treasure.
But anyway, so oh yeah, so the story from earlier, I was talking about the like rifle warrior. It was the craziest thing. What was I doing today? Is that what it was? I was in Dry Top because I've been working on Cratekin and there's something that I need for the collection in Dry Top. So I was in Dry Top and I was doing some event. I was fighting something. Some kind of champion or something that I was fighting. And here comes this commander. Or here comes this person. And he's not a commander yet, right? Here comes a person, regular guy. It's a berserker with a rifle. And he comes over and I'm like fighting and I'm like doing all this damage and I'm doing all these things to blah, 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 whatever, right? And it's a champion, right? So there's like a lot involved, right? Like I'm moving, I'm jumping, I'm like dodging this way and dodging that way. And I'm like, oh my God. And then there's like, you know, ads coming out and I'm like, oh my God, pressing all the buttons. You know, it's like everything is on fire. Like it's just, that's what it felt like, you know? So this guy comes over and he's pressing like 1, right? Like on his, he's wielding a rifle. He's a berserker warrior wielding a rifle. Fine, whatever. I'm not one to judge. I don't care. Whatever. You have a build. Hopefully it works, right? He presses 1. I see him like saying it. That's all he does. Then he proceeds to put on a commander tag. Put up a commander tag. I'm like, okay, so maybe he was like busy doing that. So he has a commander tag up, but he proceeds to just, and I'm, mind you, at this point, like I'm getting down and then like I kill one of the ads and I'm back up and I'm like fighting again. And then I'm like back down again. And then I use my like little guy, my whatever, my little floaty guy, right, to help me revive, right? And I'm like back up. Like this is like a dance. We're going like back and forth. I'm like slowly getting, like we're slowly lowering the health. And he's just staying there, pressing 1, pressing 1. Not even going into berserk mode. Like none of these things are happening. He's just standing there doing nothing. I like lost my mind. That's pretty much it. Like the story, right? I don't even remember how it ended because I ended up getting so mad. I think I might have just left, or no, maybe I didn't leave. I don't remember. I remember what it was, but I think I ended up dying and then I just teleported out because I was like, we can't make this. You know what I mean? Like, I literally was like, I can't, like, I'm doing some damage, but I keep dying, and I don't want to keep, like, I don't know. I just didn't want to, I don't know. I just didn't want to keep trying, like, getting up every time. And then running back over, and whatever. So I just gave up. So I was just like, man, you know, not that I'm, like, one to, like, sit there and be like, wow, you really suck at the game, or whatever, you know? It's because, like, I don't think I'm that great at the game myself. But yeah, I mean, I look at that, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know what you were trying, like, I don't know what this guy was on, because he put up a commander tag, meaning that, like, it's not like he wasn't engaged. Like, if he, like, came over and he was just like, pew, 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 like, you know, I could be like, oh, he's a new person, you know, whatever, maybe he doesn't know what he's doing. But this guy, like, put up a legit commander tag, which is like 400 gold to buy, right? Like, so clearly you've been playing the game for a while to get that kind of money, you know, to buy a commander tag or whatever, right? Like, and you willingly put it up, like, no one asked you for it or whatever. It's like, but you didn't even do anything. Like, it was so bad. And then something else happened as well, which really, I'm like, what is going on? I get that, like, we're in, like, a new era of Guild Wars 2 again, where we have all these new people. Like, since Steam came out, like I said, the numbers have been climbing with new people all the time. There was a Mesmer that came in. That was, I love that scarf a lot. That's a great scarf. I kind of want to make like, some kind of fashion with that scarf, because I have it too. Oh, the commanders left? They sure did. They sure did. So, I'm fighting a champion, and this time I remember exactly what the champion was. The other one I don't really remember what it was, but this one I remember specifically was the champion, the champion devourer queen in Dry Top, right? And so I'm fighting, and you know, again, doing damage, trying to, like, get her down. She downs me. I mean, it's a freaking champion. They do a ton of damage, you know, and you can only dodge twice. So it's just like, oh my god. And she does like a ton of knockbacks and knockdowns, which I'm like, holy hell, this is worse than ore. Jeez. So I'm like fighting, I'm doing the thing, and this Mesmer comes over, and I don't know what kind of Mesmer it was. All I know is that they were using a spear. Because I see the Mesmer spear skills, and they're doing the thing, and they're attacking, and they're doing the thing, and they're and you know, blah blah blah, whatever, and they're going through and they're doing the stuff, and so I get down, and this person again, they like run away mid fight, like we're winning, we're like, we could make this, they just run away, and I'm like, okay, I guess not, whatever. So I continue fighting by myself. I'm like, maybe someone else will show up, right? Someone else shows up. Or no, not someone else. They come back is what it was. They come back, and it's the same guy. It, again, starts attacking, and then runs away again. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? Like, can we just please kill a champion? Like, I don't know. It was kind of frustrating to me. I know, obviously, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares? It's a champion, like, whatever, you know. But it's so weird. I'm like, are they all like new people, or like do they not understand really how the game works or something? I don't know.
Time to bust some heads.
I don't know. Anyway, so that's something that happened to me today. I keep thinking that I can jump on my mount, like mid-air, and I'm like getting frustrated because I can't do it, and then I realize that I can't. Actually, I'm not allowed to do that. Hold on, I gotta reply to this message. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, anyways, so it's interesting. It makes me really, I think it's coming to a point where, you know, my new video series, just so you guys know, just to give you guys an update on that as well. I just finished today, like about 2 hours before I started streaming. I finished the 7th video out of 9. So we're getting to the point, and these last 2 videos aren't super long. So I have a feeling, and now that I realize that the new update is coming a week after what I thought they were coming, we have even more time. I'm so excited about that. So, oh wow, they feared me right into the teleport. That's kind of nice. I kind of like that. So that means that I am most certainly gonna get the series done before the next update. So I am really, really excited. So this series, oh nice, weeklies. So this video series is gonna be done soon, and that means that we can go back to regular videos. I have a theory video, or not a theory video, but like a little pre-patch video where I kind of want to talk about where we're going. And I have, like I said, I have some did you know. I want to do more of those. I know you guys, many of you guys like those a lot, and they get really good views too. So like they've been getting really pretty decent views and stuff. People really like those, and good comments and stuff. So people like those. So we have, like, I have at least 4 of those that I have the scripts written out for, and more that I have planned as well after that. So I can start on those. I can start on regular videos. And yeah, and like I said, I want to start as soon as I release that video. Also, I want to do my new my hardcore challenge mode, and my Guild Wars 1 playthrough. So this is all coming super soon, you guys. I've finally, like, after months of like no content, like, for my channel and stuff, I'm like, oh man, I'm glad it's coming out. Like, I'm glad it's all getting done. I'm glad it's all coming out, and we're getting, you know, this is it. Like, we're finally back with some more content. So starting off the new year really good. I think we're gonna get, I don't know, I'm trying to get more views. I'm trying to get more people. Like, I'm trying to grow the channel. Always trying to get that, you know, always trying to get more things in there. And I really think the new series, you know, aiming that at new people is a great thing. Just because we have so many new people in the community and stuff, that maybe want to learn about the world of Guild Wars. And that kind of makes me want to, like I said, that kind of makes me, I'm thinking about, like, I don't know how I would structure that, but I would like to introduce, like, people to more of the things, more of the, like, you know, the nitty-gritty, the more detailed things, right? Like I always think about the, like, Ascalonian catacombs, like, showing them the, like, not finished jumping puzzle, or the turkey room, or like things like that. Like, I want to kind of get into this role where I actually mentor people in the game of Guild Wars. I just don't know how to approach that. Like, I don't really know. But, and I would like to do that on stream, so that they can, like, follow me on stream, you know, and we can kind of, like, build the channel together with that, and we can kind of, like, I don't know, have some synergy there too. So I don't know, but anyways.
This is getting serious.
Refreshing.
Give up yet? Anyone? Help!
Ariel, steady your mark. Shake it off.
Well, the compact is
Armored up.
Oh my god. I did that barrier because it blocks projectiles, it blocks missiles, so
I'm in bad shape here. For great justice.
sharper still.
uh-oh.
The whirlwind.
Uh-oh, they took it. We're dead.
I challenge you.
I challenge you. Dead. Without a commander, this is gonna be short-lived. I've also been playing a lot, like, I will tell you guys, I've been playing a lot of ESO, actually. I've been getting back into ESO. I've been leveling an Arcanist, which is, like, super interesting. I really like the class. It's nice because it kills really quickly. It's really powerful in PvE. I don't know anything about the game really, so because the classes that I've had up until now have always been like I've always tried to play a Nightblade. I like Nightblades a lot. And I recently started leveling. Like I used to do like a magic based Nightblade where it's almost like a blood mage, almost kind of, but that doesn't do a lot of damage. Those are mostly like healing focused. So it takes like a long time to like play through the game because, well, I don't know. It just, you know, you don't do a lot of damage, right? Like it's mostly healing focused. So you can go through dungeons and stuff, but then like, I don't know. I hate like when you play dungeons in ESO, and it's, well, really in any MMO because it's the same in Guild Wars 2, is they like rush through. Sorry. But yeah, so excited. What was I talking about? I don't know why excited came out. I was just saying like excited for no reason. Oh yeah, so ESO. Dungeons. Running through dungeons. So whenever you play MMOs, like people rush through the dungeons. I just hate that. It's so annoying because you always have to like, especially as a healer, you have to keep up. And like they will run ahead and they will like grab all these people, all these like spawns, and they like have all these ads on them, and then it's like you just gotta heal like a billion because they're just, you know, getting hammered and their like health goes like really fast, like down really quickly, and it's just it's so annoying. So I'm like one of those people, I'm like, man, I don't want to deal with this, you know. I don't know. So I've been playing an Arcanist, just pure damage Arcanist. You know, obviously they like the Arcanist is like the one class I think that, you know, obviously it's like the newest one that they have, which I didn't even know it existed until recently. That where they have like three like clear lines, which, you know, every class has like three lines, but not all of them are like perfectly like, okay, this is for this and this is for that, right? Like they have a clear DPS, a clear tank, and a clear healer line. So I've been doing like DPS and then a little bit of like healing just to have like some sustain, you know, so to heal myself a little bit. But other than that, it's just been like straight up damage, and it feels really good. I mean, I hate the color green. I'm not a fan of the color green. I wish I could have like a different color on all of those effects because it doesn't really look like what I want it to be. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of ugly to me. While the actual animations and the actual like the different runes and symbols and stuff that they use like looks super cool. Love it, right? But like it's all green, and like you fire green beams and stuff, and it's just like, why does it have to be green? Like it's weird to me, you know, because they added like the Necromancer was like one of the newer classes that they had added after release too, and that was like wasn't directly green. It was like more of like a turquoise, I guess, that they used, like something, you know, like more like what this looks like. It's not like a green. It's like how the names look, like that kind of green, you know? It's like a turquoise, it's like a blue-green kind of thing. So, you know, but, oh, he's still going to roll for 7 seconds. But anyways, it feels really good. I'm having a really good time with it, and I would like to just kind of level that up and do that. So, just, I don't know, kind of play something a little bit different. I kind of got an itch to play an RPG or an MMO that wasn't Guild Wars, because just, I've played Guild Wars so much, and I've played through all of the things Guild Wars, and I know everything already, and like, I recently tried to make another character, but it's like, I think I'm like, I'm feeling a little bit of burnout right now. And I don't want that. I don't want to feel burnout. You know, it's like I really want to just keep playing this game. I think once we do the like hardcore survivor challenge, and we get the new release, and we do the Eye of the North stuff, I'm gonna feel like a little bit of a drive again. I think is what's gonna happen. Like that's whoa, okay, holy lag, Jesus, my everything lagged. That's my hope at least, right? Like I'm kind of trying to like stay positive in that way. But anyways, yeah, so I hope you guys are doing good. Like I said, I've been busy with trying to, ooh, look at this, a whole level. Ooh, a whole half a level. I like that. Open these. I need some, Lowland strong boxes, nice. I need some, where are the,
That looks valuable.
are they down? Oh, they're down here. Yeah, because I've run out of transmutation charges so much with how much I do fashion on all my characters. Oh my god, I'll go in and it'll be like, alright, I'm doing this. And then 10 minutes later, I don't like it, I'll change it back. And then I'm like, I still don't like it, I'm gonna change it to something else. Like, it literally goes like that. And then I eat through like 40 transmutation charges, and I end up with almost the exact same thing that I started with. And I'm like, oh my god, I burned through all of these. You know, that's also another reason why I want to do legendary armor. I just got to get one more. I don't know how many okay, we're getting close. I think we need like what, 1,500 tickets or something. So we're getting close to getting the tickets. Once I have that legendary armor, it's legendary, it's the heavy armor. I would like to do the PvE armor, the like the one that came out with Secrets of the Obscure, right? This PvE armor, legendary armor. I would like to do the light armor, the light classes, which I think looks pretty cool on that. So I will be working on that afterwards. But I do want to, again, there's a couple of other legendaries that I'm working on as well. Like I would like to do Kraken, which, like I said, that's why I was in Dry Top. Maybe I'll check into Dry Top before we head out as well. Maybe like we'll do like another 30 minutes of World vs. World, and then I'll go into Dry Top, because I kind of want to see if I can get. I gotta defeat this one specific enemy, and it only spawns every so often, I guess. So I don't really know. But yeah, so we can do a little bit of Dry Top, which is always fun to do. And yeah, so I would like to do Kraken. I was also working on legendary bow, the one, the Generation 2 legendary bow, which I think is really, really cool. It's like a light bow. I like that a lot. I'm very excited about that. So I've been working on that, on those things, and that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously I don't want to put too many different things, because once you add like too many goals, specifically like legendaries, you know, I think once I have those done, and as you guys know, I'm kind of doing that in like specifically Kraken. I'm doing that in preparation for the new expansion, because my theory still is that we're also going to get the Trident on land next expansion. So I would like to have a legendary Trident before we even get into the expansion. I don't have to worry about it like a month beforehand. I don't want to do any of that. You know, I want to have it done, ready to go, whatever. You know, if we don't get it, we don't get it. It's just another legendary in my box. It's fine. I don't care. You know, it's totally okay. But once I have that done, right? Once I have my World vs. World heavy armor, my my 2 legendaries that I'm working on, I think, you know, and then I think the two projects next that I'm going to be working on is going to be the PvE legendary light armor, and then the I want to do accessories. I want to work on accessories. I only have, well, I have some legendaries, but I only have Aurora, and then the Ascension And then of course the amulet, which was the one that they gave you for I forgot what it was even called. It doesn't have a name on it. Oh, the Prismatic Champions Regalia is what it is. But I would like to get some rings and another accessory, legendary, and then I have been working on my legendary relic, but that's incredibly expensive, and it's gonna take me forever to get there. I'm also, you know, that all has to do with like the moats. You got to get the moats from like breaking down sigils and runes and stuff like that. Like you got to get those moats, and then you got to craft stuff from those moats. So I've been doing that on the side, but you know, I would like to do legendary runes as well, like legendary runes and legendary sigils and stuff like that. Like I want to get to slowly work on my legendary collection, you know, one by one. So kind of get to that point where I have all of those. Because the thing is with like legendary runes and legendary accessories and stuff like that, it benefits any character from any armor weight. Doesn't matter if it's light, heavy, or medium armor, right? So that's why I'm kind of like, man, I do want to get those as well, because that's going to benefit any of them. Like I don't really play any medium classes, but if I decide to, I can just say, hey, well, I already have all these legendaries, so you know, half of my build is already done because I have these legendary accessories, you know. So I guess that's kind of the plan. That's the plan anyway. Ooh, look at all this experience we're getting today. Healing power. Oh my god, someone just put food out at the same time as I put food out. That is the funniest freaking shit I've ever seen. So funny. Anyways, okay. Oh, was that what that... Wait, what was that? What was that? Oh, why were the angels speaking to me? I totally even ignored that. I was just like, angels don't talk to me. They don't give a shit. I don't know what that was. Ooh, look at that. We're almost done with wood. That's right. The relic of the beehive. Using this skill releases a wave of pheromones that causes bees to swarm enemies struck. Which is kind of nice. I mean, that's a lot of poison. These are all like ooh, that's kind of cool. Relic of Sorrow. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna, cause I've been thinking about like getting the Blood Moon weapon set done. Cause I love it. It looks like I said, the full moon set was like one of my favorite sets ever. It just looks so good. Are you kidding? Come on, you can't tell me that doesn't look freaking awesome. It's so nice because you know, a lot of people talk about this all the time. Like I feel like a lot of us talk about this all the time, where like, you know, they add these legendaries and they add all these infusions and they add all these things, and all of it is just like, it makes you look like a supernova, right? Because it's all glowing, it's all like but here they come up with this really interesting, cool thing, right? Where they like make the weapon interesting without making it an eyesore, right? Like it's subtle, but it's subtle, like it's significant enough in the way that it looks that it feels really cool. If that makes any sense. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm really thinking about getting that like set done, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave this in my box. I just need to do more World vs. World, because then that way I can get, because I'm also thinking about like getting the relics, because I want to try some of these, like the beehive one for like a poison build would be really cool. Relic of reunification, that would be kind of nice, I guess, on like, I don't know, like wouldn't a Tempest benefit from that? Like, don't they have like a bunch of aura skills, or even like a Catalyst, right? Don't they have like a bunch of aura things? So when you like get aura, you get certain things, right? But like here, you get like 2 auras at the same time, and then there's healing skills that give you auras too, right? Don't they? Like, doesn't the Tempest have something where you get auras? Like, so it's like you would get 3 of that, right? You would get what, like if there's a stacking effect or something, you would get 3 of that. Like, I don't know, that sounds really interesting. There could be something. Mount Balrior, strike damage increase after an area underneath yourself. Standing in this area increases your outgoing strike damage. See, that's really cool too. You get 15% strike damage for 6 seconds after using elite skill. I want to try all that out. I wish I could see the, like, is there like on the wiki where, let me see if there's like a, like, I want to know what the animations look like too, you know? Relic of Balrior, for example. I want to know, is that not, oops, I put the space in the wrong spot. Relic of Mount Balrior. Doesn't show you. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see it. What does this area look like? You know? Or relic. No, I want to see, what was the, what was the other one that was, there was another one that I wanted to see. What was the other one? No, none of those. None of that. What was it that I just looked at? Where it was like shielding. Shielding you. Oh, sorrow. Oh, that came before Relic of Sorrow. That's from the first set? That is from the first set. Create an area that protects allies. Like, I want to know what that looks like. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's too much, like, you know, obviously, because, you know, fashion is a big part in Guild Wars and stuff, so you, like, want it to look good.
Nice gear.
It looks like shit. Why would I want to do that? Anywho. I don't have a legendary relic, so... maybe one day. Alright, so everyone has left. I guess we can go to Dry Top. I don't really care. Like, there's no one here. All the commanders have left the building, so let's be productive. Let's be productive. Back at the eye. I really, look at this guy. I really, I don't know if there's like infusion. The one infusion that I really want to get is the one that you get. Oh, 8,000, Jesus. Ember infusion, peerless. I mean, many of these aren't even that expensive. Like Toy Shell, it looks stupid. You know, it looks dumb, to be honest. Doesn't look good. Crystal infusion power. Crystal infusion. I gotta look at like cosmetic auras. What is the one that I like? What? No. Oh, Asuras. I put cosmetic or Asuras, and I think the search function was like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. So this is wearing items. These are actual from upgrade components. What's the one that I really want? So I like the Ember Infusion. The Ember Infusion is pretty cool. But it's a little too much in my opinion. The toy shell infusion looks kind of creepy because you end up looking like it doesn't. I don't know. It creeps me out honestly when I see it. So I'm just like, I don't know if I want that. The crystal infusion is pretty cool. It's very purpley and very crystally. So it's cool on like certain characters, but not cool enough that I would spend that kind of money. You know. So whatever. Eh. Look at all these. You can sell these for so much money. Frost Legion infusion. I mean, I don't. The Mystic infusion is pretty cool. Do they? Can you buy that? Mystic. Can't type today. I don't know what's going on. Mystic infusion right here. Where did you get that from? Cold Forge exotic weapons, magnificent inquest chest. Where did I? Huh, interesting. Yeah, the Mystic Infusion is really cool. Just gives the character a little bit of a glow. That's it. The Heart of the Con-er is really cool. Like, that's one that I would really like. Heart of... yeah, and that's expensive too. That's that jumping puzzle, right? Like, recovered... Can't you get that from the jumping puzzle? Isn't that one of the chances? Oh, I guess not. What do you get from the jumping puzzle? Trying to figure out. Trying to figure out. Really, you don't get that at all from the What is that called? I gotta look up exactly what that jumping puzzle gets you. I thought there was something you can get from that jumping puzzle. What is that place called? It is Blood Legion Homelands. I can't even. Rothmar. Valley. Con-er's Gauntlet of the Con-er. Chest at the end. No, I guess you can get a couple of interesting things, but it's nothing significant. Endless Smoke Shaman tonic, which goes for like 830 gold. Why? Is that a combat tonic? I guess it's a combat tonic, but that doesn't even... Whatever. Lame. And you can get a mini Escalonian Quail, which goes for 80 gold. But yeah, the Heart of the CORSAIR, something that I really would like to get. I mean, you can get that from the keys, right? Like you can just buy the keys. Isn't that right? Legion key. How expensive are these? So, I mean, I guess you could do the events in there, or you could just get the key. I'm just gonna buy the key. We're gonna buy 1 round of keys. Let's do it. Why not? Maybe I'll get the cool infusion. I don't know. Anyways, so you get the keys. I guess that makes Grossmar also kind of worthwhile doing, but again, ArenaNet has this thing where they like the really cool rewards have like the lowest chance on the planet to drop. So it's like, is it really worth it? Probably not, you know? Like, is it worth it? Probably. Yeah, so I just need those. I mean, I like that idea though. I like the idea of like, hey, you do events on the map. Like I said, I think Grossmar Valley did so many things correctly that ArenaNet immediately forgot. You know, like having to do events on the map that lead you to like a really good reward where you can get something like really rare out of, like, that's awesome to me, you know?
Nice gear.
Additional Seekers of the CORSAIR. What is that? What? I don't know what that was. Oh, that's an infinite? Oh, I can get 10 out of that. But yeah, as you can see, people still play it, you know? People are still around. There's still, like, commanders and stuff doing this stuff.
That looks valuable.
So recovered char artifact, and that's another reason why going for like Drizzlewood Coast is really good. Because if you go to Drizzlewood Coast, you can get these you know, you get the reward tracks or whatever. They're kind of like PvE reward tracks that you can get for each of the legions. And at the very end of it, you can get the recover char artifact. And in order to make that really fast too, you can come over here and you can talk to them too, and you can say that like the what's the option? I want to change my accommodations, so you can decide on like one specific one that you want to do. So I want to do like Ash. So then all of the things that I get go towards Ash, and that lets you, and that's right over here. Is that right? Maybe. No, it's in here, I think. Is that? I don't really know. As you guys can see, I never finished that. No, that's different. No, quarter is what it is. There we go. So obviously, well, Flame Legion, but yeah, at the very end, you can get this, which gives you, the option of getting the thing. Piles of dust, cloth, molten. Maybe I want to go for Flame Legion. I think I want to go for Flame Legion, actually. So that's definitely a really good one as well. I think that's why Drizzlewood, again, I think that's why, like, when I look at those things, I think ArenaNet did like a really great thing with some of the things in Iceberg Saga, and then some of the things weren't good, you know. So, so I'm gonna do Flame Legion. We're just gonna focus on Flame Legion. Boom! I get all of those. Nothing crazy there. Coverage artifact, and I get another key. Cool. Get some leather. But yeah, that's definitely a really good one. And then by the end of that, when you go through, and you get to 5,000, which is the last one, you can get this. But yeah, that definitely makes it worth coming here, just so getting a chance of that. You know, whether or not you like infusions on your character, just being able to get, you know, even if you hate that the Heart of the Connor, I mean, it's, you guys see it. It sells for, what do you get? The base one, I guess the base one is the expertise one. It's the base one that you get. Toughness. The toughness one is the normal one, and that goes for like, I mean, you can insta sell it for like $1,100 or 1,100 gold dollars, 1,100 gold. So that's a lot of gold. I mean, you know, so I like that infusion. That's a great infusion. What's another? Okay, so now we don't have the. What happened to my list? I had a list with pictures, and that disappeared. Okay, so that one is really nice, and then I really like the Dragon Void one is really, really cool. I like that one. And the Mote of Darkness. I think the Mote of Darkness, the Jotun infusion is okay. Jotun infusion kind of makes you look like you're undead or something. Not sure if I like that too much, but I do like the Mote of Darkness a lot, which is the one that you can get from the Silent Surf Fractal challenge mount. And they're account bound, so you can't sell it. But it looks really, really cool. It almost looks like your character is cell shaded when you have it. When you have it on, it looks like your character is like cell shaded, which is kind of cool. But yeah, or you can just get the container for 1,600 gold. So, you know. But yeah, I think Connor one is the one that I might go for at some point in time. All right, let's go to Dry Top. Enough talking about that. So, you know, again, it gives you, like, there's so much to do in the game, and even if you like Guild Wars, and I think that's something that comes up a lot, is like Guild Wars is all about like making your own. Oh, we're on. The sandstorm will dissipate. Oh, do I have any keys?
Nice
How many
gear.
keys do I have? I've been, yeah, okay, that was it for keys. Guild Wars is all about setting your own goals, right? Like I think most of us understand that now. For the people that are new, like Guild Wars is all about setting your own goals. So I'm looking for something to spawn here. It's probably either already dead or it's too late to even attempt it. I guess it didn't spawn. So I'm looking for the, no, I don't. So I'm looking for, what is it? Dust monster. Attack the dust monster.
For great justice.
But yeah, it's all about like finding the things that you want to work towards, right? It's all cosmetic. It's all about like what your character looks like or whatever, right? Achieving that ultimate look, which is nice. I mean, I don't know. I'm so happy that it's like the one game that is like, I don't know how ESO is. I don't know if there's like
Come and get me.
things to still chase after you hit max of everything. If there's like always evolving, like, you know, how hard is it to get like really truly good equipment and stuff. Oh god, oh, I knew it was gonna happen. I don't want to use my revival
Ready for
guy. Oh,
action.
perfect.
For great justice. Chill to the bone.
Yeah, I'm gonna. No, I missed. Attack that. Attack that guy. No. No, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Oh my god, I'm stuck in the bush. Raleigh's stuck in a bush. I'm coming.
Almost there. For great justice.
Come on, you're a Reaper. You should be able to do solo this shit.
In readiness, stillness.
In readiness,
For great
stillness.
justice.
Only reason I don't play Reaper, I mean, Reaper is like in PvE the superior class. Like, it's so tanky, it does so much damage. You can do some really, really good builds with it or whatever. But the only reason I don't play it is because everyone. I see Reapers everywhere. Usually multiple Reapers at the same time. I'm like, I don't want to play that. I don't want to play what everyone else plays. I've always been the... I'm so annoying. Like, I hate playing what other people play, but I'm like, just play it. Alright, Sandstorm is almost over. So, what am I looking for? Let's see. Slay the rare creature is a level 80 group event that occurs in Prospect Valley during the hourly Sandstorm meta event in Drytop. Once every 5 hours in a rotation with 4 other creatures. What is the rotation? It has a rotation. I'm gonna kill myself because I didn't know there was actually like a rotation. So 11:45 is the when is 11:45? What? So I'm looking for the Dune Soar. So that happens at 8:45, 1:45, 4:45 in the morning. 4:45 in the afternoon. Quarter to noon. Okay, interesting. So now that I know that, I need to continue looking at it because it's not going to happen anytime soon. So the Dune Soar comes 1:45. I don't think I'm still going to be streaming at that time. It's a very slow day today, so I don't think we're going to be streaming that long. That's okay. I think, you know, we're talking about Drizzlewood Coast. Let's do Drizzlewood. Why not? I was trying to do Wild Drizzle's World, but you know, that's the problem. You have all these. I think that's something that not a lot of people talk about. I still don't have my lip balm, so I keep on using like lotion on my lips, which is fine. It just makes my lips feel weird a little bit.
Be swift.
But yeah, what was I saying? I was gonna say something and I forgot. Alright, Malice, let's help out.
Eyes on your sister's face.
Drizzlewood. I just love that all the content is still relevant in Guild Wars 2. Like, you know, I mean, Dry Top. Like, Dry Top is old, you guys. Dry Top is like 12, 13 years old. No, 12, well, what?
Maintain your fight and focus.
11 years old or something?
Converge on the mine.
Waiting on your word, Imperator.
For great
Remember,
justice.
Dominion aren't your people. They're your targets. Let's go.
I can mount up. Wait, what? What just happened? Mount. Hold on, I'll get it open.
Beat back the enemy.
Yeah, give you those char commendations. Do it.
For great justice.
I gotta get my morale boost as well. Morale boost is gonna help a lot.
For great justice.
The tents. Unless I'm on my sky skill, I won't be able to get. Really? Oh my god, enough.
Shake it off. For great justice.
Can I get out of combat so I can delete those? Yeah, those tents are gonna. Look at those tents go! Oh my god, he's blocking my shots. Look at the tents.
Target in sight.
Ah, no! Rude! Alright, you know what? I'm gonna just kill you guys.
For great justice. For great justice.
There's an elite guy up there. Hello. You mind if I kill you?
Steady your mind. Almost ready. For great justice. Come and get me.
Wow, really? I don't. He attacked me, but I think he. Oh my god, I got knocked out. Holy knockbacks!
Adrenaline for great justice.
Mm.
Destroy their weapons.
Another elite.
For great justice.
Keeps throwing these turrets out
Almost there.
instead of attacking.
I don't have long.
Whee! Okay, well that'll work.
For great justice.
Oh, now he attacked. There you go. Goodbye. Set you and your little toy on fire. Check every shadow. Oh, someone is down. I'm sorry, sir.
For great justice.
silence.
For great justice! Back at you! Run,
All right, almost there.
For great justice! Almost ready!
Come on.
Legions! We've still got to take out the base Centurion!
For I reject your feeble power. Not now, not ever.
You fight with humans? What kind of char are you?
Come on. Come on.
Run away, Legions, and maybe you'll live.
Run away. No, thank you.
You're living in the past. Give it up.
For great justice!
And you thought I was weak.
Why? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, why is the ring over there? But actually, it was over here. Why? I think it like relocated or something. I don't know.
Dominion!
Uh-oh.
No mercy for the weak.
We're in it together. United. Stand strong.
I really love, like, for the longest time I was like, man, I'm so turned off by that, like, having Casimir, who was like, you know, she was like a noble, and she's a mesmer, and she's so delicate and so whatever, right? Like, you know, she's like the pretty one or whatever, right? Have her be on the front lines with the char always felt weird to me, but now that I think about it, I'm like, I kind of like that, because it's in a way like character, I don't know if it's building, but it's like showing more of her character, where she's like, I'm not afraid of getting dirty, like I will fight for my friends, you know, and I'm fighting, and I'm not afraid to fight for a good cause, you know. So that's why she's like on the front lines, because she's like, this is it, like, you know, I want to make a change in the world, here it is, you know. I don't have to sit in a stuffy room somewhere as a noble, you know, as a noble lady or whatever, and await my destiny. I can just I'm here and I can change things, and kind of like that. I like that portrayal of her.
I've been ready to fight since I was a
I think it's pretty good. I was gonna say, is there no like
For great justice!
no events happening or what?
For great
But there are events indeed happening.
Gaining adrenaline.
pile on.
Where did I bring this? Oh, the guy still has to walk all the way down.
Dominion will prevail. Join the winning side.
Okay, I don't know. Guess I gotta wait for them to actually show up. Hello.
I feel strong. For great justice.
Shake the bush. Hello.
For great justice.
Damn. I was thinking the other day too, like
I'll be home before
one thing that I would really love to see, and I feel like maybe they're gonna do it with like the Switch 2 or something. Like I would love to see a Mario open world game. like how they did with like Bowser's Fury, you know, for the Mario 3D thing or whatever. But like make a whole world, and that's not a world that's so plainly colored, but like actually like let us explore the Mushroom Kingdom. You know what I mean? Like I think back of like Super Mario World, like the first Super Mario World, right? For SNES. Which, you know, you started on like Yoshi's Island and then you like moved to like a different place or whatever. And you kind of moved around the world, you know, but like let us actually do that in the like real world, you know. Like I would love to see that. I would love to see, and then they could do like DLC where you go to like the Flower Kingdom and the like whatever, all these other like places that we've gone to in the lore of Mario, and just like really create like an actual Mario world, I guess you could say. All right, I don't want to take credit for this thing just by myself, but well, there was another person, so. Oh, I gotta get the morale thing, because that's gonna give me like points and stuff. Not points, but like stat ones. Did I not give him these? I thought I did.
You hear something suspicious, you shoot first.
I love that. It's like you hear something suspicious, you shoot first and ask questions later. And they're like, but what if it's not an enemy? And then the other person is like, it's always an enemy. I'm like, that's, you know, kind of interesting. Buy some keys. Alright. I'm out of money anyways now, so let's get some more. I have so many of them. I think I have so many of those, I don't know. I'm just trying, the skin is unlocked, so I'm trying to like break it down, get some of that. Oh, we gotta just defeat enemies? Oh, I can do that. That's easy. That's easy peasy.
For great justice.
Ah, interrupted.
Shake it off.
I do love me a Spellbreaker, for sure.
For great justice.
Really? No one wanted to attack me? And then they come and bash me. It's so annoying that it always happens. Probably doesn't happen as much as I think it does, but still. Still, it happens all the time. Can't mount. Oh, look. It's an army. Perfect. Yay. Whoa. Oh my god, jeez. Ooh, we get a real... Ooh, with the 2 claws. That's pretty cool. Oh, if I'm looking for an event, I can always help bring the bring the thing. Bring the thing.
For great justice.
Help with the supply
Running
bowl.
out of endurance.
Let me get there in time.
For great
Yeah.
justice.
Go. Go, 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 go. We're clearing the path for you. Oh god.
For almost there.
Yeah, so I'm focusing everything on Flame Legion just because I would like to get the last chest more often. Because if you split it amongst all 4, obviously it's going to take you not 4 times as long, but I guess it's just going to take longer. Well, I guess it's going to take you 4 times as long, but you're going to get 4 times the chests, right? I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just do 1 chest at a time.
Shake it off! For great justice!
I like to just get them not 4 at a time, but like just 1 at a time, just quicker, you know? Because otherwise it takes forever to actually get. So, alright, so this is done. So that's more stuff here, more supply, and more commendations. I gotta help Malice. Hold on, Malice, I'm coming. And you get like at the end too when you do the different cache guardians and stuff, or whatever they're called. Oh my god, you get so many materials out of that. It's crazy.
For great justice! Gaining adrenaline!
Gaining adrenaline. I love that in this game, really, like, you know, and someone pointed out on, oh, I can't attack these guys. There's, I don't know what's going on here.
To kill Rising!
Like, is my ping is fine. You know, someone pointed out on a Reddit post, but they were like, you know, it's really nice that you can go into any map and you can pretty much gain stuff for your, and like I can get materials in the starting map for my legendary that I'm working on or whatever, right? Yeah, like you can get mats that you can use and all these things, and it's really, really cool. I really love that. There's something about that I really, really love. It makes it simple, but it also gives you like diversity. Like you can play anything you want. You know, like I said, I can help new people, which helps me work towards my legendaries. Because if I defeat an enemy and they drop like, I don't know, a silver, it's like, well, it's a silver closer to whatever I need, right? Whatever materials I need to buy or whatever items I need to buy, like mystic runestones or icy runestones, anything like that, you know? So,
Let's get to it.
get back up. Get back up, lady. We can't sit around. I mean, we can't sit around, but we shouldn't be sitting around. I shouldn't be attacking that. I'm trying to attack that tent when I'm not mounted. Why? Why did I do that? It was the wrong thing to... How about trebuchets? Same thing. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go with my sky skill and I'm gonna burn a bunch of stuff down in a second. Here we go. Alright, burn down some tents. Oh my god. Alright, he's here.
For great justice! For great justice!
Come and face me like real char! Stop creeping in the shadows! United sheep! Get over here so I can
United sheep. I've never heard that line before. Ooh, someone used the Winds of Disenchantment. See, and she even says, like, the base is almost yours. Like, she has no stakes in this war.
What dreadful
You know, like she could just go back to Divinity's Reach and she'd be just fine. You know, so I don't know. It's kind of cool. I really like Casimir. Like there's this like deepness to a character that doesn't always get pointed out. I mean, it does sometimes, like in the story and stuff. It's not something that comes immediately to mind. You know?
But I reject your feeble power.
I reject your evil power.
Legions, every base counts. We will retake this territory.
Gotta go back on normal here. Oh, beautiful.
You can
It
never have
does.
too much treasure.
Do those have commendations in them? Oh, they do, and they do have separate commendations in it as well. Interesting. Yeah, but look at all these materials that you're getting. And you're getting like a range of materials too. You're not getting just like tier 6 materials, but I'm also getting like some of these, you know, which are like tier, what is that, tier 4? Tier 3? Whatever, you
Nice
know.
gear.
You get a range, which is nice, for sure.
Dominion attack incoming. Don't read any of that trash. Keep your eyes up
Alright.
and stay focused.
Let's get
We
a...
don't need any more Dominion tricks around here.
This place is getting me.
Do we have... Okay, I was like, where are the rifles? What? Give me the rifles, bro. Alright, where are we at? What are we doing? Don't look at that moon. That moon is really fucked up. Oh my god. And I really, like, one thing I think that Iceberg Saga did really well is, like, they introduced certain things that they then carried over as time went on. I think that's really great design, right? Like, the balloons were introduced in Grothmar Valley as targets. And then all of a sudden, we had never seen anything like it before. We had never seen anything like these weird balloons before. Like, floating targets like that, you know, that you had to shoot. Whatever, right? So it's kind of cool to see that. But then on top of that, you know, like they go back and reutilize that in this way, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, you did target practice, but now you have to, like, they're moving targets and you're not on a platform like floating around, right? This is actual like real combat situation, you know. I don't know. I think, like I said, a lot of things they did really, really well, and a lot of things I don't know. Maybe didn't. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Any events? No events? We can see if there's a... I don't know, I guess I could go to the other side, but... Oh, yeah, they haven't gotten that yet, but that's okay. I'm gonna do the pack bowl. I'm gonna protect the pack bowl with my life. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how fast I can attack. So, like, one thing that I've been thinking about as well to kind of improve my build then, because like I said, it is all about, like, dealing damage really quickly, or, like, attacking really fast. So this is the trait that we're talking about, right? Dual wielding. So that's getting expanded upon. So I've been kind of thinking, because of the way that they're changing that build, I'm gonna get more sustain, right? Because I'm getting more damage that I'm dealing, or not more damage I'm doing, but damage, like more damage that I'm healing, I guess. Like when I deal damage to an enemy, I get healed more, right? Which is, like I said, it's something that's already in here. Heal for a percentage of outgoing strike damage, right? But we're getting the exact same thing on the dual wielding thing, on the dual wielding trait. So we have almost two identical things that I could potentially have in there, So I'm thinking might makes right, which heals me anytime I get might, right? Which is the one sustain thing that I kind of talked about. Maybe I won't need that anymore, because then I could use aggressive onslaught, which gives me quickness, right? Which then quickness being the thing that you need to, like, you know, quickness to, you know, for this build to attack even faster, right? So this would be another source of quickness that I could get, which is anytime you gain quickness, anytime you disable a foe, which I can disable a foe. I can kind of tweak my build a little bit and get some more disables in there. I do have one disable readily available to me. But I'm kind of thinking, I'm kind of thinking about like changing that and like maybe adding that in so that I can get more quickness, meaning I can get even more attack, like even faster. I don't know. I think it's very exciting. I'm very excited for it, and I'm glad that it's happening 2 weeks before the next release, because they sometimes do it where they do it like a week before or even the day of, where it's like, oh, we have balance patch and we have a new release coming. But having it this way is kind of nice, because then you can kind of like get your build ready and get it to the point where you want it to be, and then you can, like, you know, then the release comes out like 2 weeks later, like once you're really used to a new build or once you've really figured it out, you know, and you're like ready to go. Like I'm very excited for that part of it as well, so that I can go into the release of it and
Legion lives on.
and do that.
That was too easy.
No. No, I gotta get to the No, the bull died. Please let me go. Please let. Oh my god, are you serious right now? Immobilized for 20 seconds. I mean, this is so annoying. And then no one attacks, of course not. Why would they? No! Ugh, I wish I had a revival trait. I'm not gonna make it in time. Help me! Help me! Oh, you suck. You're too slow. Alright, anyway. Not like it really matters, honestly. Let's see if I can do another. Do they not leave? Do they leave immediately, or do they take a second to kind of leave? Oh, there's one coming from here. I'm just gonna keep the supply line going, you know what I mean?
Gaining adrenaline. I'm finished.
Cause that's easy. You get to defeat enemies, and you just get to like run Dolyaks the whole time. It's like I think that's very relaxing, almost like farming, I guess, in a way. Like, you can just farm some Dominion.
For great justice. Your enchantments are weak.
Your enchantments are weak. Goodbye. You're the weakest link. Goodbye. Do 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 do.
Dominion's attacking! Protect the base!
For great justice.
For great justice. Oh my god.
Shake it off. Gaining adrenaline.
Oh, what's happening here? Oh god, there's so many rings. There's so many rings happening. Why is there 75 rings? Look at all this. Look at that minimap. Fucking wild. Alright, I'm gonna attack these guys.
Eat my dust. For great
I'm not giving up. Not quite yet.
Shake it off. Spell break.
Hey. Hey.
Fewer and fewer of your comrades remain to stand beside you. Join them in death, or join Dominion.
For great justice.
Oh boy. Alright. Haven't defused any mines. I don't even know where I... This is around here too somewhere?
For great justice.
Where's the mine diffuser person? Is it over here? Mine diffusing kit. Alright, let's do that at the same time. Blue, yellow, blue. Oh god, I don't want to go down where there's enemies. It's probably not a good idea. Yellow, blue, red. Red, yellow, red.
Ashes to ashes.
Oh, there's one behind me. Over there, I see it.
For almost ready.
Yellow, red, blue. More? There's one over here. I don't want to go over here, but there's one somewhere over here in the corner.
Target in sight.
Dee doo doo. Oh my god. More mines. Where are the mines? Oh, there's two. Okay. Blue, red, yellow. Red, yellow, red. Red, red, yellow, red. Again.
Urge to kill Ryzen.
Same sequence. Dude, why the hell are there no? I don't have enough time to do this. No more down here. Oh my god, there's a ton down here. I didn't do that. Okay, well, whatever. Tried my best. What is this? Under attack. Whoa, look at these guys. There's a bunch of these guys here. Hello.
Your enchantments are weak in readiness.
Attack. Yeah, yeah. Die.
For shake it off.
Love it. Yeah, die. Ooh, we're getting all these chings right
You can never
now.
have too much. For great justice.
You.
Take that for great justice. For great justice.
For great justice. Not just for regular justice, but for great justice. Hello.
Shake it off! For great justice!
Boom, boom, done.
Fewer and fewer of your comrades remain to stand beside you. Join them in death, or join Dominion.
For great justice!
The sisters and brothers who are with us would not try any of them. Vanguard was the only one doing anything for us.
You think Vanguard gives a damn what happens to us? Go.
Champion Duelist is attacking the... Wait, what? Oh my god. No way. Did they just...
For great justice! Adrenaline rising! For great justice! Almost ready!
Love this.
Justice!
And I'm gonna help the pack bull that's leaving. We're doing really good. Look at that. We got like so much supply back already. Forward to the Flame Legion. We just got one of these. Flame Legion. We already have all that, so we can definitely get one of these. Boom. Oh, and we get those. I forgot about that.
And that's how amazing I am.
Always can use some Mystic Clovers. So when you're... Oh, yeah. And I can get more keys, right? And like the more keys that I get, the more often I can open the vault too. So that's actually like kind of double good. Yeah, Drizzlewood is really worth it. Like if you're looking, I mean, that's like the one place that I would say like, because you also have two different routes that you can take. There's a north and there's a south that you can do. So there's like different things that you can do, different events. You don't always have to do the same thing.
We need to take out the ground patrol and intercept those messages. Ash Legion's gonna take point on this. Meet up with our agent and make some trouble
To
for
kill
Steel.
rising! For great justice!
So it's definitely a great map to do stuff on. It's also like a cool map to like
Pile on for
feel
great
like
justice!
role play on, because you could like, you know, if you like to really immerse yourself in the game, because you could really like play a char on here and be like, you know, be really involved in the war and stuff and be like, oh yeah, I'm Ash Legion, I'm gonna spy on these people and blah, 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 whatever. So that's kind of there. It's not just like mindlessly doing whatever, you know what I mean?
For great justice!
It sure is gonna hurt for you. Alright, let's drop off these. Ooh.
Nice work.
Oh,
At
nice.
this rate, I'll be home before Meat-toberfest.
Before Meat-toberfest, which still needs to be a festival, by the way. Two keys. I have 160. Wow, I have exactly 2,000 supply.
False imperators have you fight beside humans and other lesser beings. Dominion fights for tar above all.
Okay, what are we doing here? I haven't. I'm like, I don't want to miss them taking the next. I guess they're taking this. Because the thing is, like, the chest at the end when they defeat the boss inside the base, like you get like a big chest out of that, and that chest has like usually good stuff.
No mercy for the weak.
For great justice!
And one of my favorite characters of Ice Speed Saga was Ephraim. I really liked Ephraim. Efren was like a straight up char. Like he was like the epiphany of a char. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, Ridlock, but I'm like, Ridlock was so humified in so many ways, you know. He started getting all these feelings. He started getting all these different things, you know, where, you know, understandably so, it kind of showed that he had this like weird, you know, this journey that he took, you know, with other races. So he kind of started understanding how they think and stuff like that. So he started thinking differently about his son, right? It was just like, it wasn't just like how Char usually just, oh yeah, it's my son, but in name only, you know. That was like his son, you know, and he cared about him and stuff. You know, that was one thing. Is like, you know, Ridlock is cool. Don't get me wrong, I really like him, but like Ephraim is such a char, right? He's like the charest of the char. And I love that so much. Like he reminds me so much of like, I feel like, you know, we didn't get that much personality out of the Guild Wars 1 char, because there were always these like mindless enemies they had to fight or whatever. But that's what I always imagined them to be like, right? And it helps that he's part of the Flame Legion, because the shamans were the ones that were like in charge or whatever back then. You know, they were like the leading people. So it kind of helps to solidify, you know, those were the ones that we really fought the most of. And so that really just kind of, I don't know, hammered that home for me. Like once we were in Icewind Saga, that kind of, you know, I really grew to like him super fast. I'm like, man, he's really like, he's just a char. Like, I don't know, he's very, I can't really describe it, but like when you look up char in the dictionary, which is weird, don't do that. I don't know what, you know, you're not gonna find what we're looking for, but it really, like, that's who I imagine. Like, you know, it's like a friend.
Almost ready. For like breaking glass. Steady your mark. Try me. For great justice. Armored up.
No attacks. I don't know if he like,
Knowledge is power.
if this tank attacks automatically or what.
She's young, but she's an expert with that tank. Watch yourself. You're better than this.
Thanks, Pop, but I think I'm doing just
Almost
fine.
ready.
You fought well.
I'm neither
There's
here
no
nor
shame
there.
in surrender.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm not listening.
Ma.
Manoa, your base is overrun. Let it go. Fall back to the bridge. For the char!
Ephraim was one of those characters too that like really made me want to make a like Flame Legion char.
For the great justice.
Really, honestly, I mean,
Get back. You make me
For great justice.
burn the rest, but stay behind. You'll need every base. This time.
Almost ready.
oh, we got an evaluation. Yeah, y'all. Hell yeah, y'all. Ooh, and then you get all those commendations. So nice. So many materials. I wish there was more money dropping out of those. Alright, since there's nothing really going on today, I'll just go, I'll just finish up the South meta. I'm gonna do today, because there's nothing else really going on, like, no one's here, and...
Stop what you're doing and grab some munitions. We got choppers incoming. Don't try to sneak
I
away.
achieve things.
I don't take
I'm an
kindly to
achiever.
cowards on my watch.
What do you need? Oh, we have choppers coming. Get to the chopper!
Who cares about this allies crap? I'm only here because Optical Vanguard's out to
Missed. Missed again. Oh boy. Can I shoot while I'm gliding? Nope, I cannot. Ooh, look at that. Aw, shoot it! I missed again. This is bad. Why is this so bad? Can I hit this one? There we go. Oh my god, there's like no damage. Oh god, we're gonna be here a minute. This bazooka sucks. We have not destroyed any of the bombers. What the hell? Oh, I got one. You're welcome. Boom. My god, look at all these rockets like choo, going by. Crazy. Yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing Wednesday. I have no clue. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe we'll finally continue some Elden Ring or something. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I don't have to keep pressing the button. I can just hold it down. I just realized that. Alright, come on. Oh, I never... Did I open the chest? Yes, I did. Did I? I always forget to do that. Like, there's many times where I forget to open the chest. I'm gonna just double check.
How's he doing?
I did not. I was talking about that chest earlier and I did not even open it.
Nice gear.
Look at that. See? We're getting stuff already.
Damn it.
Move it, get back.
We're on the same side. Show some respect.
Same side? Yeah, this time.
I wanna get some supply. It does help that I get the volatile magic. Again, volatile magic is really good.
All troops accounted for.
Alright, cool. I can't believe I forgot the chest. I always do that. I'm always like, okay, we got the base. Like I wish the chest wasn't like a physical chest that I have to go open, honestly. Like I wish I would just get it sent to me. Like send it, like give me another wiggly chest. You're already giving me 700 billion of them, so give me another one. Is there no event happening right now? What are we doing? We do have these as well. These homing beacons. I didn't mean to do that. I just threw it away. That was totally accidental, you guys. I didn't mean to throw it away. I threw it away. That's too funny.
How'd that be? Excruciating?
I got one. I want to know this, but I also can't.
Kill them all. Hello. Attack me. Back at you. Attack. I want to. Love it. Love it. Oh boy.
Structural integrity. Compromised.
For great justice.
Oh, in the water. Let's fight them in the water. Oh, never mind. They all just die. And we got more keys. Alright. Leo. troop evaluation. Do they? I'm sure they need help here. Do they? Are they moving yet? Let's go help out. Oh! Did you see that scale? He was coming for me. Alright, where are they at here? Are they moving or no? Doesn't look like they are. They're probably moving soon then. Evaluation.
All bases must be captured before we can push forward.
Oh, something was lost? What did we lose? What did we lose? This? Until we can push forward. Yeah. How do we get this though? Can I not do anything while it's under attack? Maybe is that what it is? I can help with that. Sure. Most certainly I can.
Urge to kill for great justice.
Bash the cannon. Easy peasy.
Eat my dust.
While an army of enemies comes after me. Get out. Where are you all coming from? Holy crap. Oh, good God. Right, one's done. There's another one over there. Hold on. I'm coming. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I fell off the cliff.
I reject your feeble power.
I reject your feeble power. You hear me?
For great justice. Shake it off.
Bam. And last one. I can probably get that with a war claw. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I did it. Hello. Oh. I love how they're all like, "Rah!" and they come running for you. Really funny. No. Oh, what? I didn't realize it was a. I can still destroy it. I can still do it.
Justice.
I did it. It's too late, but I did it. Alright, are they moving forward now? I know we failed, but how much else we can do?
In Vanguard's dominion, there are no gladia. There is only the strength of our fangs and claws, and the enemies at our feet.
I don't get it. My sister always said Bangar was a two-faced blowhard.
She might think that Char's future lies with Ryland now. Might be right.
I don't care if she is. She's not my sister anymore. Just a traitor.
She's not my sister anymore. Hi Emily, I'm doing well. How are you? Let's open these. More things.
Rendezvous at the village base and begin your final advance.
Ooh, look at this special key. Whatever.
That looks valuable.
Because I already have everything unlocked, right? Yeah. Okay, village. What? Oh, they took it? Wait, when did that happen? I was like earlier looking when they were. Oh my god. I guess that was happening and it wasn't shown on my map. Alright. I wonder if I can get the chest. Even if I wasn't part of any of this. Oh, I can. It lets me have it.
Never have too much.
Wow, we did so well, you guys. I really hope I'll take this village. I haven't looked at the balance patch notes. How do you feel about them? So, well, I did my whole rant earlier, but I don't know. I mean, I talk about that a lot. Like, I wish they were more significant. You know, there are some changes that like I get, they make sense, you know. But when you look at the certain numbers and stuff that they do it's really strange to me. Like I'm like, you know, they're changing, like there was like one skill I read earlier that was they're doing the power coefficient from 1.0 to 0.8. So a 0.2 difference in power coefficient. Like they're lowering it, right? They're adjusting a bunch of like Elementalist Scepter. They recently buffed it, and it ended up being, I guess, overpowered, they said. So they're like adjusting it a little bit or whatever. And I'm like it's weird to me because like, and I didn't talk about that, but that is not like the most overpowered thing that we have in the game. So why are you focusing on something like that? You know what I mean? There's like other builds that are way overbalanced, that have like way overpowered, that are way more egregious than the Elementalist Scepter, you know? So it's kind of strange, and like I said, I wish for them to come up with more significant things, like really, you know, change up the meta and stuff, and they really haven't been doing any of that for like years now, you know? Like I like that they are, you know, for me as a warrior main, you know, I like that they're looking at some of the stuff on warrior, like they're doing a trait change on the dual wielding, which is looking really good. I'm super excited about that because I think I'm one of the only people that uses dual wielding, so I'm super excited about that. But, you know, and they're looking at rifle for warrior again, you know, trying to make it like stronger, buff it a little bit to make it equal to spear, which is nice to have other options on weapons and stuff. But it's just weird, you know? It's like there's so many weapons that are like left behind that they haven't been looking at, and they haven't been, you know, like the Elementalist Focus or the Necromancer Staff or like the Engineer Pistols or anything like that. They just kind of ignore it. They ignore that they even exist. So they don't do any changes for those. They don't do anything for them. And it's just weird to me, you know? So, but yeah, I don't know. I feel kind of somewhat, you know, I don't know about it. You know, I was... The thing is, I was talking about the stream. Are they changing Freezing Gust? No, they're not. They're not changing Freezing Gust at all. They're not touching Elementalist Focus at all. I don't think any of the focus. So Freezing Gust, as always, and I'm glad you pointed it out, but as always, unchanged. It is the unchanged skill from 2012. Has seen no change since 2012. In 12 years, that skill has seen nothing. But yeah, I don't know. I was talking a little bit about the stream. So I was watching a little bit of the stream, and it looks like you didn't watch the stream, which is going to make the story way more interesting, to be honest. So the stream was interesting because they had Cal there, they had Roy there, and then they had this guy Taylor, which I've never seen Taylor before, right? Like those were the three developers on stream, and they had kind of Taylor take the lead on it, because they kept saying that Taylor was the one that wrote the notes, the pre-stream notes. But then, like, both Roy and Cal, like, many times didn't even know some of the changes that were coming in. So what it looked like to me, what it felt like to me, you know, and this is like, obviously pure just me. I could be completely wrong on this. It looks like that they have what they're doing specifically. I think with the balance patches, they have the new people or the interns or, you know, someone like that they have in charge of this now. Like, those people are the ones that are doing the balance patches, because that's what it looks like to me. And I talked about this earlier, but what this looks like to me is that they have a bunch of new people, like this Taylor guy that I've never seen him on any of the streams as far as I could remember, and he seemed pretty new to the company. Like, he seemed pretty new to the whole thing. That they have people like him kind of care about the balance patch, because they themselves don't really play the game anymore, so they don't really know what needs to be changed. And I'm saying this is pure speculation. This is pure just me saying this, like coming up with that. But then they have them come up with the changes that they think are good, and then the higher ups, you know, like Cal and Roy and stuff, like the people that are from, like, you know, the OGs, the senior people, right? They look at whatever notes they are proposed by the new group of people, by the interns, by the newer people, by whatever. They make their adjustments. They say, maybe this is too much, this is not enough, maybe we don't want this at all, or maybe we want to add this on, or maybe we want to change it in this way, blah, 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 whatever. And so, like, they get, you know, these new people submit, like a rough draft almost of what they want to look like. And then the senior people kind of look at that and they're like, yeah, okay, we can adjust this, we can do this and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they just okay it, you know, whatever, just, you know, and pretty much let them take over. And then, you know, and then they come on stream and they talk about it. Like, it felt weird because they had, you know, I talked about this, like, Cal used to be the guy that, like, knew all of these details about all these different skills. Like, he literally would know, like, what every single skill does. He would know all these different things, and it was really cool. But, like, in these latest few streams, it seems like he has no clue, for the most part, of what's really going on. Like, there was many times where they would sit there and he would be like, oh, is, you know, they wouldn't directly say it, but it would almost be like, oh, is that what we're doing? Is that the change we're doing? Oh, okay, you know. And it was like, yeah, you're the balance lead, like, you should know every single change that's coming with this balance patch, you know what I mean? And it just seems really strange to me how some of that is. And so, you know, it's kind of strange, and you know, I don't know, good or bad. I feel like it's bad because I feel like we're never gonna get the real shakeups in the meta that I'm looking for if that's how they're treating the balance patches, you know. There was also, like, they had him take the majority of the, like, speaking. They literally said this numerous times where they're like, yeah, we're gonna let you take the lead because you wrote the notes, the pre-stream notes. He wrote them. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why in the world would you have the new guy when you're going on camera, you're doing a stream? Why in the world would you have the new guy do that? Like, be the one to write those notes and stuff. Like, it seemed really strange. It seemed like the other people couldn't be bothered to do the work. And they're like, we'll just let this new guy do it, right? Like, we don't want to deal with this. We don't really know anything about our game anymore. We don't really play it. And they, you know, they're just kind of doing the streams because they probably were told by their boss that they should be doing this preview stream or whatever, you know, and they just kind of do it. And it seems very, like, half-hearted when they come out with these changes, you know, because they literally are talking about, like, oh yeah, these changes that we're doing, they're so significant. And then, like I said, they do like a 0.2 damage modifier. And it's like, okay, not that I'm saying that the changes were bad that were made in there, but it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, they're painting a picture of, like, hey, we're changing up all the stuff when they're really not doing that. It's like, you're not changing up the meta. Like, Condi Virtuoso is still going to be #1. I don't think that the changes were significant enough to dethrone the Virtuoso as, like, the be all end all, like, class, right? Did he do a good stream? Well, the thing is, the streams, I mean, you know, you've talked about, like, you don't watch the stream, right? Like, I didn't watch. I don't know if you've watched any of the streams. They're half-assed anyways. You know, they barely have any graphics. They barely have any, like, there's no stage presence. It just feels like a Discord call with a couple of buddies is what it feels like, right? There's no, like, it doesn't really feel professional. Like, there was one point where I got really annoyed because they had a, you know, it's a PowerPoint presentation, right? And there's a page with these changes. And Cal, the main guy, literally goes, do we need to read those? Does anyone need to see them? No, we can just like move on. And it was like, okay, so Taylor stopped and actually started reading through it and explained why, like they didn't actually skip through the thing, even though Cal wanted to. But Taylor actually stopped and explained what was on that page real quick. Like, okay, we did this changes because of this and this and this. Like, it's like you're doing the stream to explain why you're doing something. Like, why you're doing this. Like, you literally have this on there to explain yourself, and you're kind of just skipping through it. So it seems really weird to me how they're like, it seems like the senior people aren't focused on Guild Wars 2. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like the senior people are not like, I think they're working on other things. I have a feeling that they're working on like Guild Wars 3, or they're working on another game, or they're working on something else. Maybe another like big expansion. I don't know, something else. But yeah, their streams aren't good. I mean, I literally just watched them to kind of see what the changes were or whatever. None of the changes were really like, I keep watching for like Necro staff rework. I keep watching for Engineer Pistol rework. I keep watching for any and all of like, those significant shakeups is what I'm looking for. But I keep not getting them, and it's kind of at the point where I'm like, what's the point in me sitting here and watching this every single time? Like, it is just not coming, So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel kind of, hello, I'm by myself here.
For great justice.
Set him up for the kill. Clear the air.
Your spirit is proud.
So I wish they had more hyped streams. I wish they had like more, they took guild chat away. They took all of that away. Like, like I said, Ruby wasn't the best hostess, but she did her best. And I don't think she was bad. Like I said, I think they just needed to change their streams a little bit, make them more interesting, make them more engaging in a way, and stop with the like inside jokes and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, it was always so weird because it was always like they would talk about like these weird things and they'd be like, oh yeah, that's what we call it, and that's what we do, and that's what we say, and it's like, no one knows this. We don't work for ArenaNet. You can't do inside jokes on a stream because that doesn't work. You know what I mean? You can't, like, that makes us feel left out, and it makes us feel like, okay, why are we even here if you guys are just talking, stuff like that. I'm not saying that happened all the time. I'm not saying that's like the main thing, but it was one of the things that I've noticed many a times, So even at this newest stream, they did the same thing. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a little strange. It's not quite what I would expect, what I would hope for. I follow a lot of different games, and I watch a lot of different streams from a lot of different developers. And Guild Wars 2, hands down, ArenaNet is the worst when it comes to presenting anything. They're the worst. And I hate to say that because I want them to be the best. I want them to be like, I know if they really thought about it and they really put effort into it, they could have like the best streams, the best community engagement. They have the best community, but they have zero community engagement. Zero. It's like ArenaNet and the community, and there's like a giant wall in between those. Ooh, I'm gonna get that Orichalcum too. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that dual wielding trait change. Honestly, I think that's gonna improve my personal build that I have by a ton, and I'm excited for that. So I like it. I know there were some nerfs in some ways. I know like Ranger Spear got buffed. I'm gonna go through them before I leave. I want to kind of, because I guess you haven't seen any of the notes or anything. So yeah. So Elementalist Scepter got some nerfs in PvE specifically. Also another thing. So I kind of went through the patch notes on the wiki, and this balance patch, Jesus, I can't even talk, is mostly world versus world focused by a large margin. Like, it's mostly world versus world changes that are in there, which doesn't affect most people that play the game, just because world versus world really isn't like that much in the foreground right now. So, but most of the changes, because I looked for the term world versus world on the wiki and it came up 101 times on the whole page. I did the same for PvE. PvE came up 53 times, I want to say, or was it something like that? I want to say it was like, no, it was like was it 73 and then I subtracted 20 from each one or something. It was something like that. I'm gonna look at it in a second again. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that there's like one thing that's gonna make my specific weird build, because I play like a way off meta. Like, I don't play a meta build. Like, I play a pretty decent build, but it's not at all like really recommend it in the slightest. But I'm excited to kind of get like, you know, get a boost in there, get a damage boost and healing boost. It's gonna be good. I don't know, warrior rifle, I don't know if it'll ever be good. I mean, if they keep nerfing, like, they're not nerfing spear, but you know, if they decide to nerf spear in the future, I guess warrior rifle could be good at some point.
Soften him up.
Soften them up. Beep, 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 beep.
For great justice.
Time to let loose.
And we are getting, so I don't know if you're a fan of the rune sets that would summon allies. I don't know if you were a fan of those, but they're coming back as relics. I don't know if you've heard about that. They're coming back, so you can, like, the parrot, the rock dog, the golem, like, all those are coming back as core relics in the game. So if you're a fan of those relics, they're coming back, or those things, they're coming back.
Refreshing.
Soften him up. Unleashed.
For great justice. For great justice.
Like, I know there was a lot of people that were very excited about that. Yeah, those, I do like those. I think for
For great justice.
I don't know, I do enjoy those. I think they were always really good, those relics. They're coming back as like core relics. So we're getting 12 core relics as well as 6 new ones. So on February 25th, we're getting 18 new relics, which is like just insane. A lot of freaking relics. Where are we going? Are we done with the... Is that it for the... I think that's it for the... All enemy caches have been opened. Okay, never mind. I don't know why I didn't just read that text. Let's move away from here. Let's go somewhere peaceful. I don't want to go to a city. Like, I'm thinking, like, where's good music? I've been listening to a lot of... I've been working on the video. So another thing, I just finished earlier today. I finished video 7 of 9. So I only have 2 videos left. So we're getting really close. I'm going to Jan's here. Are they going to be? Probably. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't see a reason why not, because they're core relics. So I mean, I'm guessing that they're going to be added in there. That's, I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know 100%, but I would have to. I'm guessing that they're going to be in there. So let me look at these changes again. I can actually, you know what? I can probably pull them up on screen. On screen, let's do it. We can go through some of these together. All right. That doesn't work, does it? Because they're all like blocked by so I'm gonna turn off the chat for a minute just so we can read this. All right. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but so a couple of changes are coming to the, so most changes, and I did this earlier and I can do this with you guys again. So world versus world, the term, I don't know if you guys can read, so 100 times the term world versus world pops up on this page, which means that, and you see all the yellow markings, that is all the world versus world changes. So most of these changes are world versus world related. Okay, those are all world versus world related, which is, you know, I mean, whatever, right? Like, that's specifically, like, if you put in PvE pops up 63 times. Okay, so that's almost half, and then PvP is at 53. So world versus world changes are almost as much as PvE and PvP combined. You know, obviously some changes like this, for example, are PvP and world versus world, you know, and I'm sure some changes are for like everything and stuff, so it's an easy way. The wiki does it really well. The wiki does it really, really good. Whenever there's a thing, like, because when ArenaNet gives you the preview of the balance changes, they don't use any of the icons. So they just have the names, and I never know any of the and I don't know any of the like, I don't know any of the names, right? I don't know any of the skills, like the different traits and stuff like that. I don't know what any of those are. So you come on the wiki and you can just go, it's really nice. You can go on the right side of you. This is the main wiki, Guild Wars 2 wiki, but you can go on the right here and you can go on the upcoming changes and features, and they'll usually have, like, you know, somewhere on here. I mean, this is all the stuff that we know is coming, but they'll have somewhere like the balance patch notes or whatever, and there's a page and you can sort it. You can say, oh, I'm only interested in PvE, and you click on that. There's like a filter, right? So it'll block out everything that's just PvP and world versus world and only give you PvE. So it'll gray that out for you. You can still see it, but it's grayed out. So it makes it easier to see. And then you can do, you know, I want to do world versus world and PvE or whatever, or just world versus world and PvP, you know, or all of them. I like to just use the search function, but yeah. So anyways, it's so much easier to read these, you know, and I can kind of zoom in as well. I zoomed in a little bit so we can actually read these. So these are like larger now. Because I feel like when, like, I do it at like 100%. So this is 100%, but I can zoom in at like 250. Let's do 200. 200 is good. So we can kind of go through that. So they're changing some of the stuff. So fire grab gets increased damage against burning foes in PvE only. World vs. World changes PvP here for some of the stuff. Increase cooldown, increase cooldown, increase cooldown. We do some increased power coefficient. We'll increase the power coefficient on Ride the Lightning, but then these are the scepter ones, and apparently scepter is too strong. These are all elemental scepter skills, so all the power coefficients are going down. But not even that. I mean, this is 0.2, this is 0.4, right? This is 0.05 that these are going down. Like, they're not huge, you know. This is 0.3 that this is going down on lightning strikes. Like, these are not significant, you know. Tidal surge is a blast finisher. That's kind of nice. The water globe, I guess, is like the biggest change on Warhorn. So instead of having like traveling in a line, it's now it's an orb that follows the elementalist, so that's kind of nice. So you have a mobile water field with you now, so it's kind of nice. Here, Cyclone, you get super speed in addition to swiftness. So what they're trying to do here is, because these are all Warhorn, Elementalist Warhorn skills, they're trying to make Warhorn more competitive with the other offhands. So they're just kind of trying to add certain things, certain buffs to it, you know. Lightning Orb, they're actually reducing the power coefficient. Dust Storm, they're giving resistance. Now there's some spear changes in World vs. World and PvP. PvE here, they're lowering Volcano. I guess Volcano did too much damage, but again, it's not that much. Like, look at the change. It's from 1.26 to 1.1. Like, that's 0.15 that they're lowering it. I'm like, that's not even huge of a difference. Like, you know, the power coefficient here from 5 to 4, which I feel like that's probably significant. But then they increase it in World vs. World and PvP. Increase the power coefficient here. So they're doing some adjustments. These are all spear skills on the elementalist. They're reducing the PvP. They don't want it to be too tanky. Also, another thing that they did here is what they took away. I don't know if they talk about it, but they're trying to kind of take away from some of the boon applications in World vs. World. So a bunch of alacrity is going away in World vs. World. World vs. World is completely getting rid of alacrity, which they did a bunch of not super speed, quickness recently, right? They've gone through and like gotten rid of a lot of quickness, but now they're getting rid of alacrity. So many of the skills that used to give alacrity now give like other things instead, like in World vs. World. So then the sphere stuff they're changing for Catalyst. They are increasing the Jade cooldown, reduce the boon duration, so I guess that was overpowered, I guess. These are like, I guess they were too strong. I don't know, I guess Catalyst was doing too many might stacks. I don't know, whatever. You know. Engineer, I don't know anything about Engineer, but I guess they're changing some of the these are all, I think these are all like, most of these are all, I want to say they're spear, but I know that they're doing some changes to Hollowsmith as well. I'm not even going to go through these because I don't know what any of that means, but the Hardlight Arena, which is a pretty cool skill, they're increasing the duration, which is nice. And it sees like a bunch of different changes too. So Guardian, I guess PvP, they were overpowered. I've heard this. I've heard that Willbender in World vs. World and PvP, they were like way overpowered. So there's a bunch of stuff, like this is all PvP and World vs. World oriented, where they're increasing the cooldown or lowering the damage that it does, or any of that stuff, right? Like here's the increased cooldown from 8 to 10 seconds. You know, stuff like that. From everyone aside from Chronos, I'm offering. Yeah, but that's only for World vs. World. You know what I mean? So they're never gonna do that change in PvE. They're only doing that in World vs. World because the problem in World vs. World right now is that it's all about Boon Ball, right? It's all about everyone huddling together and pumping out all these massive boons and, you know, healing and all this stuff, right? So if you have a well-organized boon ball, you can't die, and you just move as a unit together, and then it's just like, you know, it's not fun to other people because you can just, you know, whoever has the most, like, it comes down to like a war of attrition, right? Where like after 20 minutes of having a go back and forth fight with like two Zergs going at it, you know, people start leaving or whatever. And I guess they're trying to like kind of tone that down a little bit. It's been an issue for like years now in World vs. World. So they're trying to kind of tone that down a little bit. I guess they're trying to make Dragon Hunter a thing in PvE. So these 3 changes right here are for the Dragon Hunter in PvE, where there's damage increase, but like significantly, like Pure Sight getting Pure Sight, and again, this is really cool about the wiki. You can hover over the name and you get the skill information right there. It's beautiful. I love the wiki. The wiki does a great job. So, and then you can hover over it and you can change it to PvP. You see it? So good. I love that. It's really, really good. So, anyways, so Pure Sight, which based on the distance to your enemy, you did extra damage. It's now the minimum is doing the same as PvP, where the minimum is automatically 10%, going up from 5%. Big Game Hunter, striking an enemy. So when you use your F1, which becomes this like spear, and you tether to them, you do increased damage. So that's going up from 20% to 25%. So again, you're getting right here already a 10% damage increase as a Dragon Hunter. Okay, but that's not all. And then you have Heavy Light, which is that, wait a minute, what is the, oh, I need to see that. This is the Grandmaster, so I guess
Sharper still.
Heavy Light is also the Grandmaster. Wait a minute, I gotta see, are they competing? They might be competing ones. Yeah, so both of these are competing ones. Okay, so these are both competing Grandmaster traits. So you have a 10% increase, or you can pick against disabled foes from 15 to 20%, and the damage modifier against defined foes. So, you know, however you want to, you know, either you can have more like 10% more damage against tethered foes, or disabled foes, right? Defined or disabled foes. So, you know, but it's a 10% increase, like straight up. I mean, that's huge in PvE. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about like, you know, 30 to 40,000, you know, points of damage a second or whatever. You know, if you're a DPS class, like that's a huge increase, potentially. But then a bunch of PvP changes, which I don't play PvP, so I don't really care. I guess, you know, here is a bunch of Willbender changes, increasing cooldowns, and right here, for example, applies now resolution instead of alacrity in PvE, just in general. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's nice. You know, it was the one thing about the Chronomancer that was very unique, so I do agree with you on that as well. Yeah, so PvE dagger for the Mesmer is getting actually nerfed, which is interesting, right? Because the Virtuoso has been the staple, and that's getting a little bit of a nerf. So we're getting Blurred Frenzy is actually getting an increase. I mean, look at these numbers. Look at these arbitrary numbers. Like, who comes up with these? I really, like, it sounds like I'm ridiculing them, but I'm like, I feel like, is there some kind of science behind this? Why was the power coefficient from Blurred Frenzy 0.3846? I feel like that's putting way too much strain on whoever does the balance, because that's like, I mean, that, you know, you go that far behind, like, past the, like, you know, the decimal point, it's just like, holy crap. Right, so it's getting a little boost, Blurred Frenzy, which I think Blurred Frenzy was doing fine. I don't know why it needed an increase at all. But anyways, so Blade Call. Throw a fan of blades that return to you. Is actually getting lowered significantly. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is like a significant change, because it's from 0.5 to 0.35. So it's, well, that's not that huge, but it's a 0.15 damage change, but that's there. Right here is a 0.2 power coefficient of the Storm and the blades also. So power lower, Mind the Gap is also getting reduced, which that's a spear skill. Yeah, that's a spear skill, so that's getting lowered a little bit. Illusion of Life, which is really nice, but they're increasing the cooldown, I guess. They're changing it. They're fixing a an issue, but they're increasing cooldown on it. Illusionary defense protection when using a second shatter skill. Granted, is when you use a shatter skill. When you use a second shatter skill, what does that even mean? When you use the second shatter skill, the second, so it's only on one specific shatter skill. It's not on any of them. Okay, but these are like world versus world changes again. Increase the alacrity duration. So world versus world alacrity is only Mesmer. Well, and that's actually specifically flow of time is Chronomancer specifically. So that's actually really nice to see. I like that. Mirage Mantle, which is the Chaos Vortex, which is the staff. It gives you alacrity. No, not stat. It's the that's the. Yes, it is. It is Chaos Vortex. I was gonna say yeah, it is a staff. The scepter is quickness, but the staff is alacrity, and it gives vigor instead of alacrity now. Sharp edges, multiplier. So sharp edges. What is this? Is an effect that created by the Mesmer Spear skill Fractured Glass with the Mirage Major Trade Mirage Mantle. Oh, gotcha. So this is the ambush skill on the spear, has an increased 10% damage. So they're trying to make a PvE power damage spear mirage happen somehow. I mean, there's 10% damage right there. But then we get a bunch of world vs. world and PvP specific virtuoso nerfs. I guess they were doing too well. And then we actually have bleeding duration, so we're actually getting more. So this is the first time I feel like since Virtuoso was introduced in End of Dragons that I've seen nerfs on Virtuoso. I think this is the one significant thing that affects the game at large, because like I said, when you look at the stats, right, people post it all the time online, on social media and stuff. The number one played class right now is Conde Virtuoso. Conde Virtuoso is like top in everything. All the raids, all the different things. Like everyone is playing Conde Virtuoso because it's easy to play, easy rotation, and does a ton of damage. Okay, and it's like they really had to nerf it, right? Like they really needed to nerf it. Like this needed to happen. So I don't know if this is significant enough to bring it down. I mean, I don't want it to not be a good spec anymore, right? It's a fun spec, but yeah, anyways, so there's that. Necromancer, I guess their dash velocity, velocity. PvP changes mostly. World versus world over here, where they're fix an issue, reduce the cooldown, increase power coefficient on Well of Suffering, which is nice. I like to use Well of Suffering. It's a nice bread and butter skill for the Necromancer. If you don't know what to take, it's really good to use that. It does a lot of things and it can help a lot of people and whatever, Increase the cooldown, increase the number of boons removed, which is nice. Boon removal is one of those things that kind of was taken away a little bit from the Necro, which was actually one of their staples. That was the staple of the Necromancer when Guild Wars 2 first came out, right? Was like boon removal, but then they slowly started taking it away and away and away. So it's nice to see it come back a little bit more. Again, trying to fix the whole boon ball thing, right? Like being able to remove some more boons. Overflowing Thirst, which is gain life force when you strike a foe with a dagger, has been reworked. So this is the blood magic. This is one of the blood magic traits. It now causes dagger skills to grant other nearby allies stacks of Taste for Blood. Taste for Blood causes your next strike to siphon health. So on top of the siphon, the health siphon that you get from the other skills, and they set this in the stream, from the other traits and stuff, this is in addition to it. So you can give you can really make this blood mage thing where you give all of this siphon health to like everyone around. And I feel like there's a little bit of synergy. There's a build that I really want to try out. It's a build that I've tried out with a Revenant, but I want to try out with a Necromancer, making like a health siphon build, specifically because there's a relic that increases your health siphon. It makes it stronger. It's one of the new relics that was recently introduced, and I feel like with this coming in as well, that would make it like really good. So you can make like a really cool blood mage, and I would like to do that. I would like to like look into that and maybe make like a cool blood mage or something. That'd be really cool. Increase the power coefficient from Executioner's Scythe. So one of the things they did was in the competitive modes, many of the skills that would like stun or like do like those big CC things, they lowered the damage on them to the point where they didn't even do any damage. So you would see like a 91 pop up, which is just like nothing in damage, you know. So this one was a 0.01 you know, to 0.02, but they increased it to a lot more. So it goes almost, I mean, it goes up by a lot. So this is actually going to start, this is going to do some damage in PvP in World vs. World again. That'd be fun to try. Yeah, I've always wanted to like do a Blood Mage build, and I feel like they've kind of been, over the years, they've been really building into like, they've made Blood Magic better and better and better over the years. So I really want to try that out. So, a little bit of a nerf to the what's it called, the Scourge, by increasing the cooldowns on a bunch of the things here. Not that significant, but I guess some of these skills were just overly used in World vs. World, so there's some nerfs there. Here they reduced the cooldown on Frostbeard. Frostbeard they nerfed, but they did a bunch of PvP and World vs. World buffs actually. Reduce cooldown, increase power coefficient, These are all spear skills. So in PvP and World vs. World. And then in PvE, they also did a bunch of, apparently they were saying on the stream that it was not performing up to standard compared to other spears. So they increased a bunch of things on the PvE spear, right? Power coefficient increased. Final strike power coefficient, reduce cooldown. So this is all PvE, so the spear for Ranger is now a lot better. Then they did a bunch of trades here for World vs. World and PvP, where they kind of increased the cooldown, reduced the might duration. So they kind of some nerfs to the, again, they're trying to get away from the healing boon ball, right? Like we're trying to kind of reduce this, and this is all the well, the first half at least is all the druid, right? The druid, these are all nerfs to the druid in competitive modes, on like a whole bunch of different like traits and abilities and whatever. Then they have the untamed, actually got some buff, couple of buffs, nothing too crazy. Removes boons, which is nice. Again, trying to increase the amounts of boons that you can get rid of, trying to minimize the boon ballage, right? The boon ball needs to go. So we're, they're adding a couple of skills here and there where this happens, right? But then they increase the damage in World vs. World, increase the life stealing in PvP, increase the outgoing damage modifier from 15 to 20, and from 10 to 15. So some untamed buffs there. I guess Revenant Spear was doing too well or something. So they increased the cooldown, reduce the ammunition. This is all PvP, World vs. World related, right? But this is only the first two are spear. Apparently Revenant across the board was doing too good in World vs. World and PvP because they're nerfing a bunch of things in World vs. World. Not nerfing. I'm sorry, buffing. So I guess spear was doing really good, but then the rest of it didn't. So it looks like, well, I don't know. This is a nerf. This is the staff skill. This is the sword skill. Rift slash. So I guess they want sword and staff to do better, I guess, but then they increase the cooldown. So it's been like, I mean, it's like some nerfs and some buffs all around. The skill now has a 5-second cooldown. Increased upkeep cost from 6 to 8 on Protective Solace. Again, Protective Solace being part of the Boon Ball, like just having a protective dome around the Zerg, right? Duration 20 seconds. You get protection up to 5 people. It's a light field, right? Which helps with removing conditions and blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to reduce that. Reduce the energy cost. So they want Shiro to do better, I guess, in World vs. World. Which is going to be nice for roamers, because I know roamers, I think, use Shiro. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. So, reduce the power damage bonus from 15 to 10. Reduce the condition damage from 15 to 5 in PvE. Okay, so I guess that was busted or something. That was like too strong. And then, you know, some changes in PvE. Reduce the might duration a little bit. So there's a nerf there. Reduce damage bonus. A little nerf there. Increase the bonus damage by 5%. Or by 3% if you're using hero skills. Orders from above. This is another change. Instead of alacrity, it's resolution. Increase the damage modifier. All for 1. Whenever you use a legendary, yeah. So this is increased damage, 15% increase, so more damage. There, activating. Okay. Yeah. So there's, I mean, it's like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I like this because I feel like Revenant does pretty good in all game modes as far as I understand it. So it's kind of like you get a couple of buffs and you get a couple of nerfs to kind of like equalize a bunch of the different like weapons and specializations between all of them. So this looks pretty good. Like I don't play Revenant really that much, but this looks pretty good. I don't know. So Thief, they're trying to like, it's kind of weird. So they're trying to like do this thing with Thief, and I couldn't grasp I couldn't really understand what they were trying to do here. But Spectre's support functionality in Shadow Shroud is being reworked to make it more intuitive and less finicky. In World vs. World, Thief changes are similar to Willbenders, the initiative cost. So both Thieves and Willbenders being, Willbenders being the guardian thieves kind of, right? Zapping around, doing all these different things, right? They got like a nerf. So that's one of the things where they increase the cost of a bunch of things. They reduce the barrier, they reduce the healing, doesn't apply might. Applies vigor instead of quickness. Initiative cost higher, increase cooldown. Reduce initiative granted, so no more permanent stealth and stuff like that. So a bunch of like nerfs to just the roamers, I want to say. This trait now triggers with low durations when Siphon is used on an allied target. Okay. Interesting. So they're kind of like the whole like an allied target kind of thing. When Siphon is used on an allied target. I don't know. They're like lower durations, I guess. Okay, interesting. I don't know. I guess that's a little bit of a nerf there. But then, yeah, so they have been adjusted to affect non-tethered allies. Their behavior is unchanged for the ally. So this gun heals and grants might to nearby allies. Haunt Shot, which I think is that's the first skill in the transformation. So this is now an AoE heal around you, I guess. It says this skill now heals and grants might to nearby allies. I don't know if that's on the impact area or if it's around you. Would be interesting to know. This skill now removes conditions from allies in the target area, which I think that's the 3. No, that's the 2 skill. Okay. This is all in the Shroud. This is all in the Shadow Shroud. This skill now grants barrier to nearby allies at the end of the leap, which I think that's 3. Yeah. So there's now barriers. So what they're doing here is they're trying to, instead of just having to target one ally and be able to target one ally, they want Shroud to be like this AoE healer a little bit, which is interesting, which I'm not completely against it. So Mind Shock, which is the 5. So all 5 of the Shroud skills have seen changes, right? This skill now heals allies, nearby allies for each enemy struck, which is the 4th skill. And then the 5 skill in Shroud, in Shadow Shroud, is you give stability to nearby allies. So I don't know if this is gonna make the Spectre a like a viable healer in like raids and stuff like that, but I feel like it's a step in the right direction of not having like the targeting the ally thing still drives me crazy to this day. The Spectre is one of those things that I really, really want to love, and I absolutely hate it. I want to love it so much, but I hate it. I try so many times. You guys don't understand how many times I get on my Spectre and I'm like, I'm gonna make it work today, and then I'm like 30 minutes and I'm like, I fucking hate playing this. I hate it. It's so bad. I don't know. So maybe this feels better as a healer now. You know, because I love the art on it too, and the animations are really cool and stuff, but man, it just doesn't, I don't know. And then we're at the Warrior, so we're like already at the end, but so the Warrior, like I said, they're trying to do the rifle, they're trying to make the rifle a thing. So they're just adding some stuff, you know, some explosion from the skill will also strike enemies in a small circle around the initial target. Shots during the evasion instead of after it, right? So before it was like you would evade and then shoot. Now you do like you evade and shoot at the same time. The rifle butt now recovers ammunition for your other rifle skills. Striking an enemy will reduce the cooldown of the skill. The skill will now also recharge kill shot, which is the This is the F1 ability. The whatever the big one that does a ton of damage. But this deals increased damage against enemies that are affected by crowd control or below 50% health, which is really, really nice because, you know, I don't know. I think in World vs. World, that can definitely see some play now. I'm kind of excited for that. I think I'm going to try it out myself, but I don't know. We'll see. They changed Rampage, I guess. They're increasing Rampage in PvE. They're increasing the cooldown from 60 to 90 seconds, but then they're increasing the damage on it. So I don't know. Rampage was always the go-to, so I don't know if this is gonna change that now with an extra 30 seconds added to it. I never use it. I know you're supposed to use it, but I never use it. So dual wielding. Here's the big one. Here's the one that I really, really like. So dual wielding right now increases your attack speed by 20% when you wield a main hand weapon in your offhand. This does not stack with quickness or any other like fast attack, like, you know, attack speed, whatever, right? Now they're changing this. The attack speed bonus for this trade now stacks with other attack speed bonuses. While wielding a main hand weapon in your offhand, this trade will now also heal the user when they critically strike. This heal is improved if the struck enemy is bleeding, which if you take the actual line that it's in, which is arms, you have an automatic chance on critical attacks to cause bleeding. Meaning that if you attack really quickly, very often, you will always have the enemy bleeding. Even if you don't have any bleeds on your build, you will always have bleed, meaning that the healing will always be improved on this build, you know, if you're dual wielding. So this is really, really good, because I really love this trait, and I was always so sad because the original, and let me click on it, so the original, the dual wield agility was the original trait, was a Grandmaster trait way early on. You guys can see this is the early on like trait system. That's how they looked, right? But this was only a 10% increase, but it would stack. I'm pretty sure this would actually stack with quickness and berserk. Back the dual wield agility, because it didn't have that specific clause that said that doesn't work. But then they remade it into dual wielding, and they said, okay, we're gonna do a straight up 20%, but it doesn't get affected by quickness anymore. Which was like, okay, that kind of sucks, you know, it's kind of like a trade-off. But now they're actually saying, no, we're bringing that back. You can use quickness at the same time, or in berserk mode. If you're in berserk mode, you can attack really, you know, because you attack really quickly in berserk mode. Like, that's all. Like, there's some really cool berserk skills now that you can, like, or berserk builds that you can do now with dual wielding. I'm really excited for that. So they're doing, and here's actually some changes to Spellbreaker, which is kind of nice to see, because I feel like we don't get to see enough Spellbreaker changes. I really would love to see just more of it, but whatever. I'm glad whatever changes we get to see. So Last Blade, I mean, these are all like they're increasing the berserker, just burning duration is increased. Fixed inertia that could cause overlapping uses of the skill to fail. Increase of burning duration, and then trade now causes rage skills to extend berserk by an additional second in addition to its previous, which Last Blaze didn't do before. So now it extends rage skills, or rage skills to extend berserk. Natural healing, which is the Spellbreaker healer, no longer removes boons or conditions, which was always the weirdest thing. Like, natural healing you would lose all boons and all conditions, and then you would heal yourself for like a giant amount of health. Okay, like 11,670. Which was always so weird to me, because I'm like, well, I'm taking away all my boons and all my conditions. Like, I don't know. There's like, is a weird trade-off. I feel like, I know you can get your boons back really quickly, but it was a weird trade-off. So it doesn't do that any longer. And now he heals the user for a percentage of their maximum health, reduce the casting time by 0.2 of a second. So that's kind of nice. I might consider actually using that now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I still like mending. Mending is still the best one, because it heals 5 conditions. It's so good, and it has like a really short cooldown. Natural healing can't even compete in the cooldown, because that's a 25-second cooldown. It definitely, mending has like, I think it's like a 12-second cooldown or something. It's like less than half of that. It's crazy. So imminent threat now grants barrier. I reduce the cooldown. I don't get that. I don't understand. You know, this is the skill they use to taunt your enemies, but it's like, what's the barrier for? Like, what is the reason behind doing that? Like, what? Okay, I get more barrier. I don't know. Break enchantments is getting doubled in power, which is really nice, because they do use that. It's, again, a boon removal thing. On 5 targets, you can technically remove 20 boons in a group, if, you know, at max, like at perfect, you know, which is really, really nice. So again, they're trying to get to the point where, you know, people take these skills so that, you know, I don't think the power coefficient was to just make the skill better, but I think it was to get people to use it so there's more boon removal in the builds, right? They want it to be competitive with the other utility skills so that people take it over, you know, the skills that don't have boon removal. There's a ton of boon removal on that skill, so they want that to be a good skill, right? Winds of Disenchantment has a really short duration in World vs. World. I'm glad that they're increasing that at least just 1 second, which is nice. It's super short. Again, it's one of those that has boon removal. Every second it removes boons from 10 people, which is really nice, right? The Spellbreaker is all about removing boons and stuff. So it's really nice to see that in World vs. World. I use it all the time. This is really good. And it increases the damage as well, which is good to see, because I like to use it, again, like I said, on a big group of enemies, you can do a ton of damage with that. So it's really nice. Then they're trying to, I guess, do some Bladesworn changes here. Increasing the power coefficients on some of the Bladesworn abilities, power coefficient, range power coefficient, increase the damage per ammo count, increase the power coefficient. So I guess they're trying to, like, is this really enough to make Bladesworn competitive and, you know, in the sense where people want to use it? You know, here again, alacrity taken away in World vs. World, and it's just Might and Fury, which is fine, understandable. I get it, you know, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Bladesworn needs something. I don't know what it needs. Upcoming relics. So there's 12 relics right here. We're getting Altruism, Grand Might and Fury to nearby allies after using a healing skill. Deal increased strike damage to low health enemies, which I think they said it was like 20% or something. I think they said like 20% increase. Is it 10% increased damage or 20% increased damage? I don't know. But it kind of stacks with some of these like low health ones that we get on like the Revenant and stuff as like a trade where it's like, oh, if it's below 50%, you do like an extra 10% damage or 50% damage or 20% damage or whatever it is, right? So it kind of stacks with that. So you can really like, you know, we had what was the skill earlier where that was the case? What was I reading earlier? There was something where it's like, oh, if your enemy is under 20% or under 50% or like low health or something. What was it? Oh, was it over here? No, I don't remember. What was it that I read? I don't remember. There was another skill, and I feel like that would work with it. There's another skill that we had that we read, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. So it kind of helps, like, you know, Executioner style, you know, where it's like, oh, low health enemy, I can just do extra damage to them. Grant protection and magnetic aura to nearby allies after using an elite skill. Yeah, whatever, right? I don't think that's going to be used very often. Again, they add all these relics, and it's like we have, what, 88 relics? So when this releases, we're going to have 88 relics. And I don't think even, like, probably 20 of them are the ones that are going to be used overall. Like, in all the different builds. Like, it's probably about 20 out of 88. So, again, relics have now fallen into what runes have, what sigils have, where we have a plethora of them. And, you know, the majority of them are completely useless and no one uses them. So, I think some of these, like the Altruism one, Might and Fury when you use a healing skill, I mean, I don't know. Is that really, like, there's so many other better options, you know? Gain Fire Aura after using a healing skill. Fire Aura now increases the outgoing strike damage. So that might be, that's nice. Like, if it was only the first part, I'd be like, that kind of sucks. But having this is kind of nice, because then you can really say, ooh, I can do a Fire Mage, right? And, like, really concentrate on just being on fire and doing Fire Auras everywhere, and that increases my outgoing strike damage. So there's some kind of synergy, right? You do the hollow disc, the laser disc. We did have the there was a rune set that had that. I think it was a rune set of the Hollowsmith that had it. I want to say, maybe not. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure there was a rune set that used to have it. I used to have that rune set on me. I used to use that because it actually did like really good damage. But it's this like laser disc that attacks like in an AoE or whatever. Gain a shocking aura after using elite skill. I don't think that's going to use any. I don't think anyone's going to use that. I don't think shocking aura in any sense of the like skill of the ability, you know, that shocking aura is so significant that you want to have that anytime you use an elite skill. I don't think there's a build for that in any universe, in any shape or form. It's useless, you know. I don't know. This next one is super nice. I really like this one. Gain stacking condition damage when you're hit by a poison foe. That's really good. I love that. That's very creative. So you get more condition damage if your foe is poisoned. So you can, again, we're talking about like making a poison build, right? Like you can do it with a ranger, you can do it with a necromancer, right? You can do it with a thief now. or you've always been able to do with Thief, really. But you know, there's definitely like options where poisoning your foe, you know, like this is really, really nice. Like I can definitely see a build come from this. Relic of Vampirism, siphon life from nearby foes when you use a healing skill, restore a portion of your maximum health upon healing, killing a foe. So again, this kind of plays into the like vampire blood mage kind of, you know, play. Like I kind of want to try this out. Maybe instead of the other one that we have, the other relic where your life siphon does extra damage or something. Maybe this is, I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is really, it really depends on how much life siphon happens and what the portion of your maximum health is upon defeating a foe. You know what I mean? Like if it's like 10%, that might be really good. If it's like less than that, I don't know. And then we have all the summoning things, right? You can summon your golem, you can summon a jagged horror, rock dog, or a parrot while in combat. So that's pretty much it. But that's about it. Those are the notes. Kind of my, you know, like I said, my feelings on it are like kind of, you know, there's nothing where I'm like, oh my god, you know, like, oh, that's gonna really change some stuff. Like, I like that we're trying to dethrone the Virtuoso as the be-all end-all. I like to see some changes to Dragon Hunter. I don't think Dragon Hunters are played enough. You know, I like to see more of the Blood Magi style play. I think that's really nice. Bringing the Ranger Spear to the forefront is kind of nice, and eliminating the Boon Blob is nice. Revenant, like I said, kind of seeing some increases, decreases, you know, nothing significant, but just kind of like, oh, we're doing okay right now, but we want to do some changes to kind of fine-tune things. It's nice to see. Thief, like I said, in the right direction, you know, trying to get some healing done, you know, having the world versus world part where, you know, the roamers, the perma stealth, all that stuff, you know, that can just like kill you in 2 attacks is just like, and then disappear to nothing. You don't even know what happened. It's kind of nice that they're trying to step away from that. And then, like I said, the healing, trying to get kind of the healing of the Spectre going is nice. And then, like I said, having the warrior rifle be, you know, competitive would be nice. Obviously dual wielding, I'm super excited for. Seeing some changes to Spellbreaker in general is nice in World vs. World. And then, you know, Bladesworn, I don't know, is Bladesworn, you know, I don't know. It's nice to see Bladesworn buffs, but is it really significant enough? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I think it's 1 a.m., so I think it's a good time to head out. I think this is a great time to finish up. I mean, I wanted to finish like an hour ago, but hey, you know what? We kind of went through the changes, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on the things. Obviously, not having specific numbers is also, I kind of, you know, some things, you know, they could say like, oh, it's only 10%, oh, it's only 20%, oh, it's only whatever, right? We don't know until we actually get in there and really see how this feels, playing, doing all these things, and really, I don't know, experiencing these things. Like, it's kind of nice to see them, but if they don't have any concrete, and they can change it, and they can add different things to it as well, right? Remember, like, sometimes they, like the last one they did, they added a bunch of stuff to it. In addition to what we're seeing today, they're doing. Did you see that? I could do it for zero. I could break nothing. I like that. It's very cool. Very cool. But yeah, so they might even add more things to it. This is just a preview. They might consider like adding changes, right? Like they might consider adding changes to the balance patch and saying like, oh, well, you know, we want to add this and this and this, or maybe they might change some of the things that are in there. So this is not set in stone. But anyways, so we're at the end here. I'm gonna head out. So as you guys know, I've been talking about it. My regional lore series will be coming out anytime. I have 2 videos left to do. They shouldn't take me that much more longer, because the next video that's coming up that I'm making is really not that long, and I don't think it's really that in depth. And then we have the last video, which is kind of, I'm still kind of think about how I'm finishing off the series a little bit. So I don't know exactly, but it shouldn't take me that long. I don't think it's going to even take me 2 weeks to get that done. So I'm really hoping that within like by the end of next week that I can start releasing them, and then we can start doing all the fun stuff. I want to do the hardcore survivor challenge mode, for challenge run for Guild Wars 2. We're gonna start our Eye of the North playthrough in Guild Wars 1. Did I say Guild Wars 1 for the survivor mode? I don't know why I said that. No, so Guild Wars 1, I want to do Eye of the North playthrough. Guild Wars 2, I want to do a hardcore survivor challenge mode, which is like leveling a character completely naked with no weapons, nothing on him, and just using environmental weapons. And so we have that going on, and like I said, there's other videos that I want to do. The new patch is coming February 25th, which is later than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be February 18th, but it's not. Right now the date is February 25th, so we have like another month pretty much before the next patch comes out. So that gives me time to get other videos going as well. There's a video that I would like to do about Bavanisos. I want to talk to you guys about Bavanisos, kind of get you guys up to speed on what's going on with Bavanisos, what Bavanisos is all about, because we're clearly going there. Get all the information together, do some theories, and there's a couple other theory videos that I want to do, and a bunch of other videos that I have planned, obviously. But yeah, so that's kind of like the stuff that I want to do for now. Yeah, so get ready. We have a lot of Guild Wars content coming, Guild Wars 2 specific, but also Guild Wars 1 content coming. So make sure to tune in. I don't have a streaming schedule, and I'm really sorry to you guys that are kind of like waiting on that. I talked to my boss about it yesterday, day before yesterday, I don't remember, but he said yes, we're trying to get there, because I said, is there any way that I can get a set schedule? Like, I'm like, I kind of need a set schedule because it's wildly different every week. And he said, yes, we're trying to get there. So usually means in 4 months you'll get a set schedule, you know? So I'm gonna keep pressing him on that, hopefully, because if he won't in the next couple, like I'm telling you guys, if in the next couple weeks he doesn't do a set schedule, I will do a set schedule for myself, and I'll just say that my availability is like I can't work, you know, certain days, like Monday and Tuesday or something. So then that way I can, like, you know, have a set schedule with you guys where I could stream, you know, like, you know, have 2 days set where I'm like, yep, I can hang out with you guys and we can do all this. So anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys very much, and I will see you guys later. Bye guys.